What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the
Hold on just a second, guys. Let me pause that. That's good. That'll work. Yeah. There we go.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
You know, back when he first popped up, I used to like Viva Frey, right? The Canadian lawyer guy. And I don't know if it was because I was still a little bit brainwashed or if he's changed so drastically, but I feel like he used to have a lot more like nuanced take, legal based, you know, in theory, a more centrist take, and it's just gotten so much more radical. I had a reply to a tweet that just fucking blew up. So Destiny made a post, the omni-liberal, Destiny. He made a post, and this is the question he asked. So he says, can someone explain how maggots, like MAGA with a TS on it, are able to simultaneously believe in so many diametrically opposed conspiracy theories, right? How was COVID-19 a Chinese bioweapon that leaked from a lab, but also supposedly harmless at the same time? How was January 6th an insurrection that was instigated by multiple feds on the ground, but also a peaceful protest where nothing happened? How is the election too big to rig in 2024 when less people voted than in 2020? How is Trump going to negotiate against Mexico and Canada, who are killing us on trade, when he literally renegotiated NAFTA into the USMCA during his term? How has Biden weaponized the DOJ that also simultaneously convicted his son while Trump fired Barr for not taking his orders? Why is Biden responsible for what New York State prosecutors do, but Trump isn't responsible in any way for COVID, for the COVID response, lockdowns, or BLM rights? And Destiny put this out a while back. I remember saying December. Oh, no. Maybe he reposted it. This is from December 16th. Or maybe I just don't remember when I read it. So, Viva Frey, he's a Canadian lawyer. He's went pretty far right, full-blown Trump supporter, like fucking dick licker at this point. He responds. And he says, the problem with Destiny is not that he is stupid, it's that he is more dishonest than he is stupid. And it says, let's go one by one. One, how is COVID-19 a Chinese bioweapon that leaked from a lab, but also supposedly harmless at the same time? It says, his answer, very few people claim COVID-19 was harmless, and even fewer that it does not exist. People claim that it is no more harmful than an ordinary flu season. This doesn't answer the fucking question. How can it be this super bio weapon and no more harmful than a regular flu? Then he says, also, those who believe COVID did not exist are not overlapping with those who believe it resulted from gain of function research in a lab in Wuhan, China. I guess so. That makes sense. I guess if you believe it didn't exist, then... But I think Destiny's not like each individual person believes both these. They often do fall back on these stupid things. They'll say something like, oh, the bioweapon, if it's even real, like stupid shit like that, but I'll give them that one. 2, how was January 6th an insurrection that was instigated by multiple feds on the ground, but also a peaceful protest where nothing happened? Viva's answer. Literally no one except for idiots on the left believe January 6th was an insurrection. For whatever violence took place, it was, in fact, instigated by multiple federal agents, top D.C. command, and then dishonestly framed into an insurrection specifically for the purposes of later trying to impeach Trump and remove him from the ballot. I saw a debate the other day on Jan 6 and like Trump's response to it. And they were going with this bullshit where Trump said peacefully protest. And the person even conceded that. Was like, okay, I concede the peaceful protest. Trump said peacefully protest. Why did he watch it for 3 hours when it wasn't a peaceful protest? Why were there people begging for him to come tweet something out or say something or address the nation or do something, and he watched it for 3 hours? If his goal was let's march down, I'll go with you, and we'll peacefully protest, why did it take him 3 hours to make a correction after people were already fucking dead? 3, how was the election too big to rig in 2024 when less people voted than in 2020? Viva's answer: the election was not too big to rig. The margin was too big to rig. Dummy. The margin was too big to rig. So in 2020, we could flip a switch where Biden got 81 million votes. But in 2024, we couldn't flip that same switch for some reason. Also, it was specifically by virtue of the number of mail-in ballots rule changes in 2020 that they were able to fraudulently steal the election. What? 4, how is Trump going to negotiate against Mexico and Canada, who are killing us on trade when he literally renegotiated NAFTA to the USMCA? He can't keep saying Mexico and fucking Canada are abusing our trade deals. He wrote the trade deal. He signed it. He called it the greatest trade deal. Viva's answer: tariffs. No complicated. Also, this one is not even a self-inclusive mutual incompatibility. It's just a frivolous complaint. Why would he need to put tariffs on a country where he negotiated the best trade deal that ever existed? Ever. 5, how has Biden weaponized the DOJ that also simultaneously convicted his son while Trump fired Barr for not taking orders? This one literally makes no sense. The DOJ did not convict his son. A jury did. But only after the DOJ took its time-pressing charges, allowing the more serious charges to become a time barred. They also tried to cut a deal with Biden that was itself totally corrupt. And then Biden pardoned his son. Corruption, pure and simple. As for Barr getting fired, nothing to do with anything. Just scattershot argument that will make smooth-brained liberals happy. I think he had to just figure out this is the way to fame. Because I swear when he first started, yeah, you could tell he was like right-leaning, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't this bad. 6, why is Biden responsible for what New York state prosecutors do, but Trump isn't responsible in any way for COVID response, lockdowns, or BLM riots? Viva's answer: because Biden and men literally colluded with state prosecutors in the context of bringing those state charges. There's no proof of this. My goodness, stop talking and read for once. When it comes to lockdown, state sovereignty is what allowed certain states to act like liberal fascists. So it's state sovereignty when it's Trump doing anything, and it's not when it's New York doing something against Trump. But like I always say, I guess it was your destiny to be a moron, Destiny. Ooh, what a zinger there at the end. So then Destiny retweets this and says, hey, the Viva Frey, if you want to chat about any of these things tonight or tomorrow, let me know. And puts a smiley face. Now Viva went out of his way to go one by one, line by line, and put Destiny in his place, right? Correct all this misinformation that Destiny's putting out there for a liberal smooth brain. What do you think his response was when Destiny said, hey, if you want to talk about this, you can stream it. I'll stream it. If you want to talk about this on video, we can do it tonight. What do you think the response was? He says, oh, I hadn't seen this invite, and now that I have, I will respond with the same answer I gave to someone in my Twitter thread. I will discuss pretty much anything with pretty much anyone, unless I am convinced that they are genuinely malicious and or bad faith. Even then, I might, but only for specific reasons. I've heard enough of what you have to say in order to feel very confident that you are one of those rare cases. Destiny, basically the biggest left-wing streamer, right? The biggest streamer on the left, I guess, should say. I'm sure it would be wild and generate a lot of viral clips, but you have said things that cross the boundaries of human decency. It's not the type of attention I'm looking for. And then he throws up the peace emoji. What a fucking bitch. So as soon as I saw this, dude, I flashed red. Like, the reason he likes to keep it on Twitter is so he can, like, they tweet back and forth, is so he can purposely misinterpret your point, not address it, right? Throw up a red herring and then address something else, like he just did, right? Destiny asked, how can COVID be so deadly but then not exist at all? Well, people didn't say it didn't exist. They said it was no worse than the flu. Well, how did it come from a bioweapons lab then? You think they're making the flu in bioweapon labs? Anyway, so I immediately responded. I said, ah ha ha, what a bitch move, Viva Frey. You engaged him on Twitter. Now back your answers up rather than clutching your pearls with you've said things that cross the boundaries. You know you would lose this debate. Your grift should have been called out long ago. Now, Viva actually responded to me. He said, no, this is going to be a false dichotomy almost instantly. I engaged him on Twitter and will continue to do so when appropriate. Do I now need to invite him over for Christmas dinner now as well? Yeah, that's what we're asking, Viva. You said you will engage with pretty much anybody on any topic. But what we were actually asking is to invite him into your home with your family for Christmas dinner. That's what people are requesting. I'm glad you cleared that up for us. You might also want to think that an exchange tends to be more productive when things are put in writing. I said, that's called a false equivalency. Talk with him on stream. That's all that's been asked for. No Christmases, no written responses and pretending to miss each other's points. Go on the stream and stop being a bitch about it. No response. Imagine. And now I just saw just a second ago, he's in a fucking argument with Peace Co. So Peace Co made a post that says, so I don't know if you've read this like report on like Liz Cheney. So here's what happened. One of the J6 witnesses originally wanted to support Trump. Okay, she was like a Trump supporter. And the more she thought about it, the more she thought, this is fucked up. I need to come forward. So originally, when she first talked to the J6 committee, she had a Trump-appointed attorney. Basically, Trump got her an attorney. And that attorney said, don't work with them, don't say nothing, don't give them any information, don't do nothing, the way that all the Trump people did, right? They refused to work with the J6 committee. As that progressed, and she became more aware, like, well, I probably need to address some of this. I probably need to come forward. I probably need to say some of those things. She reached out to a friend and told this friend, like, I need to address some of these things. The lawyers aren't going to let me. I'm just going to represent myself. And the friend said, that's probably not a good idea. You should probably contact some people on J6 committee. So she contacted Liz Cheney and said, hey, could I speak to you? And they recount both of these recount these in book format. They both wrote different books at different times. And she said that she wanted to speak to the J6 committee and she wanted to bring forward some stuff instead of not cooperating, and she wanted to represent herself. Liz Cheney said, no. It's never a good idea to represent yourself. And she said, well, I can't find a good lawyer. And Liz Cheney said, well, I can talk to some people and come up with a list. Liz Cheney gave her a list of several lawyers in the area that work with Congress, and she picked one. Then she came forward and spoke to the J6 committee. Now, the Republicans, under Trump's direction that Liz Cheney should be put in jail for her part in the J6 committee, came out with a report that claim they claim that she was tampering with a witness. Now let's talk about why this can't be tampering with a witness. Their claim is tampering with a witness and getting that witness to commit perjury because they claim she lied about Trump. But let's take the lie off the table because that's not ours to prove. She claims she's telling the truth. That's all we can go by, right? First she said no comment, no comment, no comment, no comment. Then she came out about Trump. So one of those, neither one of those have to be a lie. So we can just take that off the table. That's for a court to decide. But let's see if this is tampering with a witness. So she wasn't working with the committee at all, right? She was refusing to respond. She wasn't giving up any information. She wasn't working with the committee at all. Then she spoke with Liz Cheney and decided to work, to testify, to come forward with information, right? So what is tampering with a witness? 18 U.S. Code 1512. Whoever kills or attempts to kill another person, so that doesn't work. Let's skip that one. Whoever uses physical force or threat of physical force against any person or attempts to do so. Well, she never threatened physical force or attempt, so that one doesn't work. The punishment for an offense, none of these work. But let's go back and just make sure we're not missing something. Let's say we didn't hear the phone call. Let's say she did threaten to use physical force again. Let's say Liz Cheney said, I'm going to fucking put my fist up your ass and work you like a puppet if you don't testify. Let's say that happened. To influence, delay, or prevent testimony of any person in an official proceeding. To cause or induce a person to withhold testimony. To alter, destroy, mutilate, or conceal an object with intent to impair the integrity or availability of the object used for an official proceeding. Evade legal process summoning that person to appear as a witness, or to produce a record, document, or other object in an official proceeding, or be absent. Everything about tampering with a witness is to get them to not testify, to not work, to not testify. Tampering with a witness is not getting someone to testify. Even if she would have told her, like, look, I know you come forward and you didn't give a whole lot of information. I really think you should tell your story. That's still not tampering with a witness. Like even their own basis for this is dumb as fuck. So Donald Trump says Liz Cheney could be in a lot of trouble based on the evidence obtained by the subcommittee, which states this is the, somebody say it, Loudermilk interim report. It's all bullshit. It's all fucking right-wing propaganda, and they're fucking ejaculating over it. But he says, attained by the subcommittee, which states that numerous federal laws were likely broken by Liz Cheney, and these violations should be investigated by the FBI. Thank you to the Congressman Barry Loudermilk on a job well done. Newsmax by Greg Kelly. That's Trump's tweet. Now, Pisco shares this. Now, this is a dangerous precedent, right? So what we're saying is, if you encourage someone to tell the truth about Trump, they're going to open up a federal investigation on you. Children don't get a detail. A lot of times the presidents will approve it through college, but that's about it. And even then it has to be signed off on. It just goes to 18. And then there's different things where like it's like a tradition for the president. Like if there's like some type of other circumstances like college or maybe like serious credible threats, a lot of the sitting presidents will like approve it for longer, but no. So Pisco says, you were warned, America. This man is an authoritarian. He ran on politicizing the DOJ. His current nominee for the FBI is a fucking lunatic. Buckle up and save some contempt for the left-wingers among us who want to work with this corrupt fascist. So that's literally talking about him. That's Trump going after people with the DOJ. So Viva retweets Pisco and says, "Did you even bother to read the report before you tweeted this, Pisco? I'm guessing you didn't bother to read the report before tweeting this." So Pisco says, "Debate me on it." No, Pisco says, "Debate me on it." Then he says, "Or do you have an excuse like you just had earlier for fucking Destiny?" No response. Weird. Here's the report that Viva wanted you to read. I'll read it to you. It says today, Committee on House Administration Subcommittee on Oversight Chairman Barry Loudermilk, Georgia 11th, released an interim report on his findings on the events surrounding January 6, 2021, as well as his investigation into politicization of the January 6th Select Committee. This report outlines criminal recommendations against former Representatives Liz Cheney. The people that I know that support Trump have no idea, refuse to watch, refuse to engage with, refuse to read, refuse to look at anything from the J6 committee. They were literally sticking their fingers in their ears and screaming, "I can't hear you, I can't hear you, I can't hear you." They got mad because I was watching on stream. Yes, people got mad because I was watching on stream. Couldn't tell you. Anyways, it says top findings. 1, former Representative Liz Cheney colluded with star witness Cassidy Hutchinson without Hutchinson's attorney's knowledge. She was in the process of leaving that attorney. That attorney would not let her speak or recommended that she didn't speak. She needed a new attorney. Former Representative Liz Cheney should be investigated for potential criminal witness tampering based on new information about her communication. Cassidy Hutchinson's most outrageous claims lacked any evidence, and the Select Committee had knowledge that her claims are false when they publicly promoted her. And this is a screenshot of them talking, basically. She's like, "Hey, I want to reach out to you," and they were trying to set up a time. Like, it doesn't. Hold on. I think I had an article open, already reading about it. See if I can find that article. The claims that Liz Cheney broke the law are even thinner than you think they are. Let me open it up. We'll read it. This is from the Washington Post. A report produced by allies of Donald Trump suggested that former Wyoming representative faced criminal charges. It appears to derive from Trump's similar suggestions. As his former attorney Michael Cohen once explained, Donald Trump often doesn't need to tell his loyalists precisely what he expects them to do. He hints at it. He nudges them and expects that they understand what is intended. If he comes right out and says, "I want this report to say blah, blah, blah," obviously that's going to get more flack than him just saying, "I think she should be arrested because she destroyed evidence." Then they're going to find a reason, right? In March, for example, he said that Wyoming Representative Liz Cheney should go to jail along with the rest of the Unselect Committee, a reference to the House Select Committee investigating the Capitol riot for which Cheney served as vice chair. He was responding to a preliminary report compiled by the Committee on House Administration, which Representative Barry Loudermilk, Republican from Georgia, leads. That report, a review of the Capitol riot investigation, suggested that the Select Committee had withheld evidence as part of its investigation. This triggered Trump's recommendation of criminal charges for its members. Loudermilk is a Trump ally whose subsequent claims that the Select Committee had also failed to adequately preserve evidence evolved into Trump world insistence that evidence had been destroyed. This has been debunked, but Trump nonetheless referred to that idea during an interview with NBC News this month, in which he again suggests that Cheney should go to jail. Quote, "They deleted and destroyed a whole year and a half worth of testimony." Now, even Loudermilk only claims that they failed to adequately preserve some evidence. Trump claims They deleted and destroyed a whole year and a half worth of testimony. I don't fucking know. I think those people committed a major crime, Trump said. On Tuesday, the final report from Loudermilk's committee was made public. In it, the committee does recommend criminal charges against Cheney, as Trump had repeatedly demanded, but probably in recognition that the destroyed evidence claim was a canard. The recommendation instead centers on Cheney's alleged tampering with one of the committee's key witnesses. The report's conclusion summarizes this. Based on the evidence obtained by the subcommittee, numerous federal laws were likely broken by Liz Cheney, the former vice chair of the January 6th Select Committee, and these violations should be investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Evidence uncovered by the subcommittee revealed that former Congresswoman Liz Cheney tampered with at least one witness, Cassidy Hutchinson, by secretly communicating with Hutchinson without Hutchinson's attorney's knowledge. The secret communication with a witness is improper and likely violates 18 U.S.C. 1512, which we just read, tampering with a witness. Such action is outside the due function of the legislative process and therefore not protected by the speech and debate clause. The Federal Bureau of Investigation must also investigate Representative Cheney for violating 18 U.S.C. 1622, which prohibits any person from procuring another person to commit perjury. So if she stands by her claims that they were true, then the perjury one's out the window. But the other one is the tampering with a witness. I just don't believe it meets any of those tenets. I think that's a stretch to say it does. Trump predictably celebrated this determination, paraphrasing the vaguest snippet of the allegation on social media. Numerous federal laws were likely broken by Liz Cheney, and these violations should be investigated by the FBI. It's an endorsement of a fishing expedition, a demand from Loudermilk and Trump that the FBI use this pretext to find something to pin on Cheney. But it sits alongside two actual allegations, both of them flimsy to the point of transparency. At issue is the testimony of Hutchinson, a former aide to Trump's last chief of staff when he previously served as president, Mark Meadows. Hutchinson will probably... Oh, hold on. Okay. Hutchinson, you will probably recall, offered shocking testimony at a June 28, 2022 hearing about Trump's behavior on the day of the riot, including allegations about his dismissiveness about the threat posed by the crowd at his speech outside the White House that morning, Trump's insistence on driving to the Capitol after the speech, and how Trump responded to reports about the threat posed to the Vice President Mike Pence. That testimony, though, came about only after Hutchinson went through an internal struggle described in her 2023 book, Enough. Hutchinson was a loyal Trump supporter and as such was provided by Trump's team with an attorney, Stefan Passantino, when the House Select Committee first subpoenaed her. She sat for two depositions with committee staffers in February and March of that year. Following Passantino's advice, she didn't volunteer any information that would cast Trump in a negative light, but she began to have qualms about his approach. Later reaching out to her former colleague, Alyssa Farah, for advice on how to proceed. Farah helped orchestrate a third deposition in May of 2022, during which Hutchinson was able to speak more freely. Her attorney, and Trump world more broadly, was not pleased. In early June, Passantino recommended that Hutchinson stop complying with the committee's efforts, including an anticipated fourth interview. In her book, she writes that she expected but dreaded Passantino's forcing the issue, worried that she would be putting herself at risk of contempt charges. So soon after, she contacted Cheney directly in October of this year. Loudermilk's committee released some information about the communications, framing it in ethical, not legal terms. So they want to do ethical, and then they want to jump to and say this is illegal. In a phone conversation with Cheney, recounted in Hutchinson's book, Hutchinson indicated that she intended to represent herself moving forward. Cheney recommended against doing that. When Hutchinson indicated that she'd previously had trouble identifying and affording counsel, Cheney said she'd consult with her colleagues and get back to her. The next day she did, offering contact information for multiple attorneys. Hutchinson spoke with a number of them before ultimately deciding on attorneys Jody Hunt and Bill Jordan. Later that month, she sat for another deposition. Freed from the constraints of Pasantino had encouraged, she offered much more detail on what she'd seen, more explosively, what she'd been told about January 6, 2021. The Select Committee quickly scheduled an aforementioned public hearing for June 28th. Hutchinson would sit for recorded interviews twice more in September of 2022. The report from Loudermilk's committee twists Cheney's role into a criminal activity in two ways. The first is that her interactions with Hutchinson are described as tampering, citing federal witness tampering statutes. But those are focused on inhibiting testimony, particularly through force or threat of force, not enabling it. What's more, the reports claim that Hutchinson retained Hunt and Jordan at the recommendation of Representative Cheney, ignores the nuances of the interactions both women described in their respective books. Much of Loudermilk's report centers on the discrepancies between Hutchinson's testimony and the testimony of others, discrepancies that are often in part because, as Hutchinson always represented, her testimony included secondhand information. But because the committee presents Hutchinson's testimony as intentionally false, the second recommendation charge against Cheney proposes that the legislator intentionally orchestrated Hutchinson's testimony so that she could provide that false information. What? In a statement offered in response to Loudermilk's report, Cheney wrote that no reputable lawyer, legislator, or judge would take these allegations seriously. And that's probably true, but the report's recommendations for an FBI probe will most likely be taken seriously if incoming head of the FBI, by the incoming head of the FBI. If not Trump's first choice, fervent loyalist Kash Patel, then whoever ends up being confirmed by the Senate. Again, this is why we don't want loyalists. It's one thing for the president to know that the FBI needs to check into something. It's another thing to have a loyalty test that anything Trump tells you to do, you fucking do it and you find something to do it with. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Trump sent his capital allies an unsubtle signal. Cheney must pay. Even beyond her Trump-orchestrated ouster from the House, Loudermilk and his committee were no doubt cognizant of the signal when they upgraded their allegations against Cheney from ethical to legal ones. And now Trump's incoming FBI director has a trivial predicate, in case he even sought one, to start the fishing expedition that Loudermilk and Trump endorse. So there you go. Let's prosecute anybody who stands against us or just wants the truth out about it. It's wild, I say. We got this little beautiful piece of videography history in the making.
It doesn't matter. You can stay out.
Hit the like button, support the show, donate, especially Christmas coming up and no job. I think I just ran out of unemployment. I think I got the full 12 weeks or whatever it is. So if you can support the show, that'd be great. Thank you for those who have supported. I shouted out Book Girl the other day, but I don't know. She usually watches the replays. I don't know if she saw it, but thank you for the donation, Book Girl.
Outside.
Okay.
Were you the one that got
I'm
pushed?
like so snowed. There's a woman standing out there. I'm sorry. I'm shaking
Where?
so hard. She was right in
she's-
front of his house.
Oh, you weren't involved?
I saw the whole thing,
Okay.
and I would be more than happy to explain to you exactly what happened. And I tried to
So she's
film
up
it.
there right now?
Yeah, she is.
How does she look?
She's
Nick Fuentes got doxxed after he did this your body, my choice bullshit. He got doxxed, and people were showing up to his house just to see if it was real. These two women were outside his house, and the woman in the car, one woman was walking, the other woman was in the car. The woman in the car said, "Is that really his house?" And the woman on the lawn said, "I guess so. It looks like the picture." And then she said, "Well, you should go ring his doorbell." The woman went up to ring the doorbell, not in a threatening way, not with a weapon, not with nothing. A woman went up to ring the doorbell. Before she could even ring it, Nick opens the door, sprays her with pepper spray, shoves her down the stairs, and she drops her phone. It's knocked out of her hand, and he takes her phone.
probably like my age.
I saw that. A lot of the spending bill. By the way, Elon Musk is a fucking retard. Elon Musk shared a tweet that said they're putting bioweapon labs in this bill. They're funding bioweapon labs. in this bill. And then I know he can fucking read, right? I know he can read. He shows the bill, and this is what it says. Shall make awards to establish or maintain as applicable not fewer than 12 regional biocontainment laboratories for the purposes of conducting biomedical research to support public health and medical preparedness for and rapid response to biological agents, including emerging infectious diseases. That's the opposite of a bioweapon lab. That's the opposite. This is like, I made a tweet and I said, this is like me saying we're going to open up 12 trauma centers across the country for gunshot victims. And you come on here and say that we are creating firing squad centers to shoot people. You see how those two things are different, right? Like I want a trauma center to treat people that have been shot. And you tell people I'm building a shooting center to shoot people. And then he's sharing tweets saying, just defund the government, shut it down for 33 days. We can make it till Trump gets in office, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of that shit, a lot of the funding is for storm victims. A lot of the funding in it is for storm victims, so I don't know.
I think she has curly brown with gray hair. She's got some gloves. She's white, I would guess. Yeah, she's just right out there. I tried to get her to come with me.
You have an ID just so I could get some information real quick before I leave? So what happened?
So I was pulling. I'll just be completely honest with you. He's the white supremacist.
I don't think he's dumb. I think he does this shit on purpose, right? Because he's got a captured, retarded audience. Much like RFK said, Trump has weaponized idiots and made it okay for them to come out and be fucking retarded. Right? They can just say this crazy stuff and they believe it and rally around each other. Trump has weaponized idiots. And Elon Musk has a captured audience over on X. So he's like, they're funding bioweapon labs with this bill. You should tell them to strike this. Nobody should sign this bill. And if they do, we'll primary them and get them out of there. But it says the exact opposite in the text that you shared. It says they want to fund 12 centers, laboratories, in case of like a bioweapon or an emergency, like COVID, an emerging infectious disease. They want to be ready for that. Now they want to build bioweapons. They want to be ready if something like COVID happens again.
That coined the phrase, your body, my choice. So he is evil against women. And so as I pulled up, going past,
How do you know him?
it's all over the internet, and I'm just, I drove by because I'm ridiculous.
It's a post that he made?
No, everybody's outing him because he's a white supremacist. And
What's your phone number?
She's telling the truth, right? It went super viral. People out on him. People that didn't realize they lived in the same town with him. Drove by. Nick Fuentes, if you didn't know where he got a lot of his fame from, was from Charlottesville, right? He was there at Charlottesville for the neo-Nazi rally. He got a lot of flack and hate for that at his school. So he claims that he left the school, but he claims he's basically run away, and that's where he got a bunch of his notoriety from.
So, why exactly were you here?
I drove by, wanted to see where the jerk lived. To be totally honest, I'm so disgusted with everything. And when I came,
The only defense Nick has is like, hey, I thought they were here trying to kill me or something, right? Because I got doxxed on the internet and a lot of people hate me. But if there was somebody there that was coming to kill you or hurt you or rape you or whatever, why would you open the door? Just pretend you're not home. They came to knock.
by, by, other people were like taking photos, and then she was standing there, and I was.
Is your middle initial M for Mary?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your current address? Okay. And that's the right apartment. You weren't involved. Do you know the lady?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I don't know either of them.
Can you just stay here? I'm gonna try to make sure she's okay.
Sure, and I'll tell you exactly what happened. I saw the whole thing.
So, okay,
And
can you just tell me really quick so I can go see if she's okay?
She went and pushed the doorbell. He opened the door, which was surprising. She didn't say a word. He came out with his full body, both arms, pushed her back. She fell off. There's 3 steps. She fell off onto the ground. She's trying to get up, and as she's getting up, she has a phone in her hand. He grabs it. He's going back up the stairs to his front door. He slams the phone down, and the phone went in the house.
Okay.
So he did slam the phone down trying to break it, but it bounced in his house. So basically, he took her phone, right?
And then he went inside?
And then he went inside.
Okay.
I tried to get her a couple papers. She's like, I'm okay.
Okay.
So I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah, please. Give me like, to be honest, give me like 10 minutes. Hello. How are you?
Good.
You live here?
I live here.
Yeah? Okay. So I'll talk to you guys separate, you know that, right? Can we walk across the street to my
Sure.
car?
Can you get my
Can you-
phone?
can-
Can you get my phone?
Where's your
from
phone?
him?
Please don't go inside, man. All right? I won't. I kind of figured out it's about a pose or something, right?
Push me
So there he is, clearly.
down the steps.
Give me a second. Just stay over here.
Can I have my phone?
Yeah. Can we walk across to make sure there's no cars?
What's that? Yeah.
Just make sure there's no cars. So what happened?
Okay. So, are you familiar with the resident?
Sir, stay in the front. Somebody in the gate? Oh, okay. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so
I'll agree, like, she shouldn't have showed up at his house. But you can't, I mean, you can't do this to the mailman. What if she'd have been at the wrong address? What if he had no idea what reason she was there for, and he treated her like she was coming in to murder him or some shit, shoved her down the stairs, fucking slammed her phone down?
so what happened?
Okay, so I'm just asking, this is important for you to realize. Are you familiar with the resident?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I have no idea who that is.
So, I'm not going to add extra to it. His name is Nick Fuentes, and he is a white supremacist, proudly, and he was on his very popular YouTube channel talking about how after Trump won, to women everywhere, basically, your body, my choice.
Okay, yeah,
so
I got kind of somebody that's kind of doing this.
So there are a lot of people who are doxing him because he basically threatened every woman and their daughters
How?
by
putting
saying,
the post?
your body, my choice. I don't care how he votes. I mean,
Oh, it kind of bothered you, right?
it doesn't matter.
so
I mean, I
post
know
is
a lot.
So the cops kind of blame her, I don't know, kinda. And they don't do anything, but he ends up getting arrested after this. I don't know what's happened with that since, but
Yeah. Well, my point is that is a threatening statement, and there are a lot of people who are upset about it.
Yeah.
I came by here because I live in Berwyn. I live on the south side.
for battery, I think, so they charged him with.
And I came to do a little video because my friends keep saying, you know, he lives near town.
Yeah.
So I went outside and did a little video. Ring in a friend. What's that?
In front of his house? Like,
Yeah.
Let's take this house?
On the sidewalk. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the reason for that, for videotaping his house?
Because I wanted to show people that there
Because it's public fucking, you're in the public. You can videotape anything you want to on a fucking sidewalk.
was no, there were no, people are making claims that they're going to send deliveries to him of like dog poo and stuff. And I was showing there are no boxes of that there.
Okay.
And so a woman driving by said, ring his doorbell and say hello. So there are no signs on there saying anything about no solicitors, okay?
Okay.
So I rang the doorbell, immediately opened the door, sprayed me with pepper spray, and pushed me down the steps.
He sprayed you with pepper spray?
Yes, he did.
And it got in your eyes?
Yes.
I'm gonna call
On
an
my
ambulance.
face.
Okay, before we go any further, I'm gonna call an ambulance to make
Fine.
sure you're. No, but I want you to get checked out.
Whatever it is.
To the Berwyn.
I don't even know it's pepper spray. It could have been like a household cleaner or some shit he got.
God,
can you roll an ambulance this way?
She claims that she's never really engaged with Nick Fuentes online. Her kids or something like that, or somebody she knows that's younger, like, oh my God, he lives in his town. You got to go by there. You got to see. Everybody's claimed they're mailing dog shit to him, or they're doing this or mailing that, or they're doing all these funny things to his house. You got to go by there. There's probably a ton of boxes on his porch. So she went by there to see that. And yeah, like Lysol or something. She went by there to see that and made a video saying, I'm here. It is his, I think it's his house, but there's nothing here. Right. And then another lady pulled up and said, is that the white supremacist house? And she's like, yeah. And they're like, I wonder if he's home. And they're like, I don't know. And the lady in the car is like, well, you should go ring his doorbell. Just see if he's home.
Okay. So he opens the door.
He opened the door in the same movement. He sprayed me and pushed me down the steps.
And you
Fell.
Onto
backwards.
What?
I fell onto the sidewalk and, kind of rolled. He grabbed my phone and went back inside.
He grabbed your phone and went inside his house?
Yes. And we've been waiting for the police ever since. So.
Oh, okay. But you didn't call for the police, right? It was
a woman who was here called.
Okay, do you have an ID, ma'am? Can I ask the reason why you would come here to begin with?
Well, I mean,
because there's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to go anywhere you want to in public, right? You can film anything you want to from a public sidewalk, and you shouldn't be in fear that you're going to fucking die for ringing somebody's doorbell. You know that somebody's going to attack you for ringing their doorbell.
To me, I don't.
That's not an offense that you're going to assault somebody for. Could you imagine the mailman getting beat up?
Social post now. I mean, she told me about it. The lady that shot. It doesn't seem like a good idea to come to somebody's house and just. I mean, based on I get the post might upset you, and it might be something that you don't agree with, but to go into somebody's house is kind of over the top.
I understand that. At the same time.
If she'd have had a gun, or if she'd have been standing out in the yard saying, I'm going to fucking kill you, or she'd have had a sign that says, I'm going to kill Nick Fuentes, and she was protesting, then went up something. But, like, just walking up and ringing his doorbell and get fucking attacked, that's why he got charged with fucking battery.
Somebody comes to my door who's upset with me, and I don't know anything about them being violent or anything like that.
Imagine this same scenario, but you just take the internet out of it. That's what's confusing the cops. So imagine, like, you live in a neighborhood with an HOA, right? And you're in some type of violation. An HOA representative comes and rings your doorbell, and you fucking Spartan kick her down the goddamn stairs. Who do you think's going to jail? They're not going to be like, well, just because he's got a flag that's too big doesn't mean you could show up at his house and ring his doorbell.
I don't open the door, pepper spray them, and push them down the steps.
What's your phone number?
So it was really like, all the right wing was fucking cheering it on. All the Nick supporters were cheering it on, like, aha. She got told to get fucked. She can't show up at his house. But then several days later, he was arrested for battery, as he should have been on site. He should have been arrested that fucking day. But I'm sure he's going to tell it. Well, I haven't seen his testimony, but I hear he tells a big sob story about people were threatening to kill him, and they said they were going to show up and rape him and all these things. So he was just living in fear. So he pounced.
Yeah.
Yes, Miss Priss and her homeowners association.
So what would you like done in this situation?
Miss Priss has a device to measure the size of ornamental gravel in your front yard. She has a cart with a measuring device where she measures the length of your grass in the front, and it can be slightly longer in the rear. Miss Priss comes on here and acts like she's all cool, calm, and collected, and then she's the neighbor from hell. Okay?
I want to file some sort of complaint.
A complaint as in
Assault?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
So you trying to get a report, or you trying to get him arrested?
I don't really care. What do you advise?
No, I can't advise you on
Okay,
that.
I don't
The only
know.
way that if I had to still speak with him,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get all your side, and then we'll make a decision
Okay.
after we speak to both parties. But if this might end up just being a report, but would you want to sign complaints? You have to actually go to court against them and sit in court against them.
I don't.
Absolutely.
So do you want to sign complaints?
He just doesn't. He doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't. You'd have to show up to court. Yeah, that obviously.
To get him arrested? That's what I'm asking.
Do I have to make the decision the second?
Well, if you're not sure right now, what we'd do is I would talk to him, I would make a report, you would get checked out by the ambulance,
Okay.
and then the detectives would have to get involved. And then you could choose to figure it out, talk to whoever you need to talk to. I would recommend not talk to social media people because they're going to tell you completely different things.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
But
Yeah.
talk to whoever you need to talk to personally, like if you have a spouse or whatever, and then you can make a decision later.
Okay.
Is that what you want to
You guys don't even know that Miss Priss's middle name is Karen, right?
do now? I would
Yeah,
still make the report.
Yeah, I'll make a report.
Just a report?
Yeah.
Priscilla
Well, Susie, just do me a favor.
Karen
Regardless of what happens today,
Atwood.
I'm just
That's
gonna
Miss
give you a
Priss.
report. I'm gonna talk to him, I'm gonna get his
Priscilla
side of the story. It's gonna be a report, but
Karen
just don't show
Atwood,
I'm.
Yeah.
president of your local HOA.
Yeah.
And maybe you choose to, if you want to pursue criminal charges at a later time, that's totally up to you. But I would suggest contact us and don't come here.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to engage with that system.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So again, you were videotaping his house. You went, rang the doorbell. As soon as you opened the door, he sprayed you with a
Sprayed me,
and
pushed me,
grabbed
took
your
my
phone,
phone,
went inside, and then came back out.
When
and
you-
then
yeah,
when I
yeah,
came
Shortly after you arrived.
with
Yeah.
both hands. How do you push it with both hands?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of
And
like,
you were right in front of the door.
yeah. I just rang the doorbell.
Yeah. So you were right by where the doorbell is in the door.
Yeah.
And then what happened? You
I fell backwards.
to where?
In front of the ADT sign, sidewalk.
Okay,
area.
on the floor.
Yes.
And then you got back up.
Yeah.
You wouldn't give me
And
your phone.
he had
then-
taken my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of got your story. Please just do me a favor. Just stand over here. I'm gonna get inside and then I'll give you a report number as soon as the ambulance is gonna pull up now.
Okay.
You can hear them. They're gonna check your eyes. You could sign a medical refusal, and then you don't have to go with them. But I do want them to check your eyes out. Okay? Give me a second. Okay. So I'm getting.
Here we go. This is what I've been waiting to see.
Things about. Can we do it here, man? I don't want to go all the way to the back.
she's gonna-
Well, I'm telling you, let's do it here.
Let's do it.
This cop is being fucking, obviously, he seems kind of biased. Can we do it here, man? No, we're going to do it back here because she's going to record it. You're not in charge, bro.
Come on, man. I don't want.
We're not, why?
Huh? I don't want to argue with you.
I want to go in the backyard where she can't have a line of sight from.
Well, she's not even
Well,
filming.
but she could. So
Nick, I don't want. I'm trying
let's just
to.
go to the backyard.
Nick,
Well, why
well,
don't you
is your
wanna
Nick?
go to the backyard?
Is your name Nick?
Yes.
Okay, Nick. I'm trying to get your side of the story, and by you acting like this, it's not helping, man. I got two sides, two stories, and I'm trying to just
All right.
kind of find the middle ground.
Well,
here.
let me take your card, because I'm not doing an interview.
Huh?
What I'm going to tell you is this.
Well, I heard they're targeting your house.
Yes, I've been
About,
harassed
social
for the past
media.
4 days.
Okay, and what is that about?
I posted a joke on the internet. I'm a live streamer.
You're like a YouTube channel, or something?
Yeah,
You're saying you're a white supremacist?
I'm not white. I'm Mexican.
I know. I kind of.
He's 100% a white supremacist. He even talks about it.
I saw that last night. Okay, but I mean, you know, this 2024 man, you make one bad joke, and this happens.
It's just a joke he made, guys.
Okay,
Yeah, but
it's a very political.
His whole life's a
I also live
joke.
in a free country
Yeah.
where you can speak without people showing up
Yeah.
and trying to hurt you.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's across the street. Yeah.
Is the one on her phone?
Yeah, she's the one on her phone.
What's the story?
Apparently, well, what I'm getting is this guy over here has made a bad joke online, and now people are targeting his house. This lady, as you know, she came over here, rang the doorbell. Apparently, he sprayed her with mace in the eyes and pushed her down the stairs. So she just wants to report. So, like, for now, I'm just gonna get his side of the story. I guess he fell into the concrete, make sure she's okay, and then her eyes, apparently, she has pepper spray. Huh? No, that's what she.
Doesn't look too bad for pepper spray. I don't think it. I think we found out it was some type of cleaning pledge or something.
Claiming, so I'm gonna speak to the other party here and see what actually what happened. Yeah.
I don't know. He's like, I saw your last name, Fuentes. Obviously, you're not a white supremacist.
Hey man, did you spray her with pepper spray?
I'm not doing an interview right now.
Huh?
All I'm going to say is I'm going to take your card, and my defense attorney will get in touch with you. I'm not doing
This is a report. I'm
not minding to talk. All I'm going to say is I'm a high-profile person. I want someone stationed here. 20 people came by last night. I had paid security. They documented all of it.
Where's security?
I called. They're coming tonight at 7 o'clock. I can't afford to have it 24 hours. I called earlier because somebody else was in. I had paid security. They documented all of it. I'm not minding to talk. All I'm going to say is I'm a high-profile person. I want someone stationed here. 20 people came by last night. I had paid security. They documented all of it.
Where's security?
I called. They're coming tonight at 7 o'clock. I can't afford to have it 24 hours. I called earlier because somebody else was in front taking pictures of my house. Cops drove by, saw the car that I reported with the license plate, make and model, and they didn't even stop.
Okay.
And the lady stood there filming my house, pointing.
It could be, depending. At least you know pepper spray is for that intended purpose, and it's typically not supposed to cause blindness or allergic reactions or blah, blah, blah. When you take something else and say, I'm going to use this, it could be deadly to somebody.
My house, gesturing to it. This has been going on for the past 3 days. I've been calling the police. Clearly no one's taking it serious.
You're not hurt or anything, are you?
No, I'm
Okay, alright. I'll go check.
Yeah, thank you. Look, man, like, to be honest, I'm trying to talk to you, get your side of the story for the whole thing. I'm not...
You're not here to help me.
He's trying to plead the fifth.
Well, I'm not here to help you?
No.
I just got here. How do you know if I'm here to help you?
I know my rights. I'm not trying to fight with you, but I'm also not going to be telling you. I want your card. My defense attorney will call you.
You mind if I just say something right quick?
Go ahead, sure.
First
Like, why didn't he arrest him right then? Like, she was clearly assaulted. That's battery. You can't just assault somebody for ringing your doorbell. The same way that I couldn't fucking wait for somebody to ring my doorbell and shoot with a shotgun through the door and try to injure their leg, right?
So I might have to get your information. Sure. You have to provide that because there was a crime committed.
Yes.
All right. So second of all, from what I get, I don't care really. I don't care what you said online. I really don't care whether it was left leaning, right leaning, in the middle. I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. And to me, no. Now I would hate if I was living here, whether I made a bad joke intentionally, whether I meant it or not, and somebody was showing up to my house. That's kind of like wrong, right? Can we agree on that? I'm actually agreeing with you that people shouldn't show up to your house, but now you don't want to cooperate with me. You don't want to ask them. Okay. Now I'm trying to get whether she actually did anything to provoke you to pepper spray her and push her down the stairs. Because those are bad allegations. So I'm trying to get your side of the story.
Obviously, she didn't. And if he can't tell you that something provoked this shoving and spraying and stealing of her phone, then he should go to jail. Right? He should be arrested.
To me, if you don't tell me anything, I'm going to say you want to cooperate and they don't want to answer the question.
Here's my side story. I'm here for my life. People have been posting my address online for the past 3 days, telling me they're coming to kill me, they're coming to rape me. I have all screenshots. Posting pictures showing how long it's going to take to get to my house. And I have people showing up all day. And
you would think that if he's paying for security to sit there from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., 12-hour shifts usually, that he could afford some fucking cheap-ass security cameras.
that's my side of the story.
But he also doesn't want to give it up. He doesn't want to incriminate himself, right?
So with her, I haven't slept for a few days. I've got nowhere to go. That's my side of the story.
Okay, with her, did you push it on the stairs?
at 1446.
No comment on that.
No comment.
Did you push her down the stairs? No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Your card.
Did you pepper spray her? No comment. Did you push her? No comment. Now you've got one side of the story and somebody refusing to comment. That should automatically be an arrest.
Well, I don't have a card, but let me get your ID.
You don't have a card?
No, I don't have a card.
Do you have a card? No? You don't carry cards?
No card.
Interesting.
He's such a pretentious fucking asshole. You don't carry cards? Interesting. He lives in a suburb of Chicago. I think it's called Berwyn. It's I don't know. It's spelled weird. It's like BERWYN or something. It's like it's a Chicago suburb, but I can't remember if that's right.
I know you don't want to talk to me.
Yeah, it's no beef.
No,
It's not
I
personal.
don't take it personal either. But all I was trying to say is, I wasn't taking sides. I don't take her side. I don't take your side.
I know.
I'm putting you right down the middle. Okay. So, right for now, with you not making any comments, I would have to take your side. Well, at least for now.
The day he got arrested, he's such a troll online, but that's what got him all his again. Attention is money. Like, can you live with this for the rest of your life when you're done doing this and you've got enough money and blah blah blah? I don't know. Can Phil would live with himself the rest of his life and not have to worry about somebody hunting him down and killing him? I don't know. But the day he got arrested, he posted his mugshot on Twitter, and then it said, "Free me, ninja," N-word.
I'm gonna go speak to her. So you don't want to talk to me about anything I have here today. No. All right, just stay right here, please, with him. I'm gonna give me like 5 minutes and we'll be done. I'm just gonna talk to her real quick.
It's not somebody you know, just a random person.
Random person. People come in here all weekend.
What did she say?
She's standing out there filming my house saying, "This is neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes, my address, my phone number."
He's the one that popularized the 6 million cookies, right? So instead of saying Jewish stuff, right, like how do they kill 6 million Jews in the Holocaust, they'll say, how many ovens would it take to bake 6 million cookies, right? Because they put Jews in ovens and gas chambers and shit. He kind of popularized that and made it the meme that it is today.
Some other lady pulls up, also to harass me. And says, "Oh, someone's already here." They're both here to harass me.
Well, here's what I'll recommend. I don't know who's right or wrong here. I don't know what you're posting.
Don't open the fucking door, dude. She didn't even get a chance to ring the doorbell. Before she even touches it, he opens the door, sprays her with some shit, shoves her down, and takes her phone.
Was I heard about it? I don't know what it is. I don't follow that. I'm old. I'm not really on social media. But what I would do, unless there's literally imminent danger, like where you're struggling to save your life type of thing, call us.
All right. Well, I did.
I'm just saying, just don't know, because now we don't have a corroboration on your side. We seem to have a corroboration on that side, and that puts us in a dilemma. So I'm not saying you're wrong.
I just want to talk to an attorney
Them
before
being at your house makes them look bad. However, there's two versions that side, one version that side. So what I'm saying is, instead of the interaction, just call, find out why they're here, so forth.
I'm just saying, I did call.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to argue, but maybe you don't know. But I called an hour ago.
Well, I wasn't here. I just literally just started.
It's fine. But you're telling me to call. That's what I did.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know that. Our shift started like 25 minutes ago.
Thanks for telling
So-
me. I called. They came. They drove right by the car that I described.
Okay.
I said it's a Volkswagen white crossover.
What was that call? I don't know what that was. What happened on
They
that
were
call?
doing the same shit.
A different person, a third person?
A third person.
Just whatever.
A third-
Case in your place, whatever.
Filming me, pointing at my house, yelling.
Okay.
And look, I'm not trying to be argumentative, but I called, and they drove right by the car that I
I
described.
can't answer for that. But,
And I'm not asking you to.
but what I
you
would
give me
say.
this advice. That's what I
But
did.
what I would say is continue to call. Hopefully, a better interaction will happen.
Okay, well, I've been calling for months now.
Okay.
It's been going on for a long time.
I would still do the same, because at some point, we'll get my eyes water because of this way. We'll get to the identities of these folks, and generally speaking, when people know they're known, they will more likely than not cut it out.
Now we know.
So, okay.
Now she knows now.
I'm saying I don't know what created your situation, but I don't like people showing up at other people's houses causing problems. That's just not how you do it. You could have arguments with you. You could disagree with you. Showing up at your house with potentially very negative intentions, I don't agree with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So, like I said, try to keep us, on your side, so to speak, because you're the resident. And, theoretically, we should,
Keep us on your side by not shoving 54-year-old women down the stairs.
be on your side. I don't know what, the devil's in the details, so I don't know exactly what happened. But definitely, try to have us be your go-between. Don't open the door. Don't interact. Don't, because then we don't know. We don't know if you created the act of furtherance might have been on you.
Right.
So, and we don't know that. So that's what I'm saying.
All right, well, look, man, I'm just going to be a report. That's all she wanted.
Okay.
She didn't want to pursue criminal charges. I couldn't get your side of the story, so I had to go with hers. But for now, it's just a report.
Okay.
That's what we're going with.
Can I have any contact info? Can I get a number or something?
Here's the report.
We'll give you the report
and
number.
my last name.
Okay.
And our names will be on the report. Like I said, we don't have cards. We don't. Some people in the
That's fine.
upper echelon do. We're just guys who hump his own. We don't really get cards. But like I said, just if it's at all possible, if it's imminent danger, you do what you got to do. I mean, you got to take care of yourself. However, if someone's on the porch knocking, I would just straight call. I don't know who this person is. I'm worried for my safety. Fine, we'll come check it out. If they have a good answer why they're here, they do. If they don't, we'll come to beat feet. When people are identified, they generally cut it out.
Right.
More often than not. I mean, they hide in the anonymity. Once we know who they are, they're gonna go, oh, they're gonna come find me. So they generally cut it out. Okay. So like I said, I don't
Generally.
every answer for you because the devil's in the details.
Generally.
I don't know. Try to use this as the go-between. Sure. Okay.
God, he's such a fucking tool bag. Somebody from like Europe or whatever, when this whole movement was going on to the Donald Trump thing, like fucking killed themselves and left a bunch of money to him, like a shit ton of money, like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's how he kind of built his streaming service that he had Cozy and bought his house, paid off a bunch of shit for him and his friends.
Okay. Point taken.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Good luck to you.
They're pointing out you don't have like any signs for like no soliciting, no trespassing, but I would actually that would help, man. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Put no trespass on your gates. If you hit the time, you have a second gate there, but it actually all matters.
It does.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. All right.
Two people saying he assaulted me, him saying, I'm not talking to you. And they're like, we'll just do a report, guys. We'll just report it. Anyways, he was arrested. They did come in and arrest him. He's being charged with battery, and I think he appears in court later this month, the first of next month, something like that. There you go. There you go, folks. What else we got? Oh, I need to refresh this. Hold on. That's why it's so low on the list. So he's out now? Yeah, I don't think he's sitting in jail. I'm pretty sure he probably made bond almost immediately, I would think. So you guys remember Austin Foreman? Austin Foreman is the TikTok guy, pallets full of ballots. He had this group that he called an army, and his generals and his guardians and his exposers and his avengers, and they tried to take everybody down on TikTok because they were liberal, that were coming after right-wing people and trolling them, and he was always better than everybody else and calling them out. Well, he got busted. He got busted for basically cheating on his wife, okay? Or at least soliciting to cheat on his wife with another girl who was one of his avengers. One of his people. Her name is Shelly. She's also married. And she finally exposed the text messages. His wife is like a few months postpartum. Some of his more supportive fans are blaming his wife for not putting out as much or enough or whatever. She'd have been doing her job, and he wouldn't have had to go look somewhere else kind of deal, right? And a voice recording leaked of him. So he was talking to this Shelly person. And while he was talking to the Shelly person, she said, I talked my husband into coming. We're all meeting in Vegas. You and Allie, Allie's his wife's, got to be there. Now, you and Allie got to be there in Vegas. They're all meeting up in Vegas. It was all his generals and top people in his army. And he responded to her, why would I bring sand to the beach? Now, she didn't get it. But what he was saying was, My wife is a fuck thing. I can fuck other things in Vegas. Why would I bring her? Okay. Now there's some other things where he wrote her a song. We'll look at all that, but she's like, I guess I don't get. We're not going to the beach. We're going to Vegas. And he tries to explain it 3 or 4 times. Like I'm saying, you know, maybe it's a guy thing. He tries to explain it, and finally we get this recording of him explaining it. And he's using Dr. Pepper because every video he makes, he's always fucking holding Dr. Pepper. He's using Dr. Pepper as the analogy to say why he wants to not bring his wife and fuck Shelly instead. Check this out. Yeah, going to see Bert perform. No! Hold on. We'll find it. Damn it. Oh, is it just because I'm not... My phone logged me out of everything. Give me just a second. I guess I finally updated Chrome because it was acting weird and it logged me out of fucking everything. Let's do this. It says scan to log in. Maybe, or maybe I just gotta fucking log in. I tried. Let's see if that'll log me in. Confirm, log in. Okay, logged in.
Check it out, fool. Now you can hang yourself from. Hey, Nando. Hey, come here. Look at this.
Sorry, something's playing in the background, but we got it. We got it now. So he uses Dr. Pepper to stand in for, I guess, leaving his wife at home. I wonder if that video will play now. Hold on. No. But let's do this. There's a bunch of people making videos on it now. I can definitely show you the music video he did with it. There's only one way to explain to him. AFF. Watching Austin Foreman's apology for this betrayal. He's saying people's coming after his wife and blaming her. The AFF, the general, someone has been lying to me. Uh-oh. Look at him. Before he had a beard.
What's up? If you're watching this, it's because I asked you to. And if I asked you to watch this, it's because I wanted to share something with you. Recently, I started doing something that's changed my life completely. It's giving me vision. It's showing me how to have financial freedom. And it's showing me how I can really, really be successful. And I want to share this with you, okay? So if I sent you this link and asked you to watch this, it's because I want to share something amazing with you. Below, there are going to be 2 links. One of them says 2-minute video. The other one says 14-minute video. I want you to watch these videos, all right?
He's trying to sign you up for an MLM.
When you have an opportunity. And as soon as you watch them, get back to me and let me know what you think about it, okay? I am on the verge of something awesome here. And through this, what I'm doing right now, I'm making a personal commitment that by this time next year, I'm going to be...
By the way, there's no country accent in him here. Weird how he turns it up when he's a country musician suddenly.
Making over $250,000 a year. That is what I'm doing, and that's what I'm on the track to do, and I want to show you how to do it too. I'm in the business of changing lives now, and what I'm doing with this business and my own business. So
he signed up for Amway. That's exactly what this is.
I want to share this with you and how you can make that amount of money just through your cell phone. All right, it's not a game, it's not a trick, it's something that I thought enough of you to share with you. So if you're checking this out, please watch the 2-minute video and the 14-minute video. The 14-minute video is really going to blow you away too. It's an Academy Award winning video. So check this out and get back with me as soon as you watch it and let me know what you think. I hope you guys have an awesome and blessed day. Goodbye. What's up? If you're watching this, it's because...
All right, I found the love song. We'll start there. Here it is. So here's the song he wrote for her. Now listen to the intro of this.
Alright, so you were talking about how bad it's going to suck tomorrow because we got to go back to not texting. Basically not talking as much. So made me think of this.
What? So this is a woman that's not his wife. And he's saying... You were talking about how much it's going to suck tomorrow because we got to basically go back to not talking and not texting as much. Weird.
Alright, so you were talking about how bad it's going to suck tomorrow because we got to go back to not texting. Basically not talking as much. So made me think of this song and I just wanted to sing it for you. This video is just for you, Shell. So. There's a log on the fire and it burns like me for you. Tomorrow comes.
This one's for you, Shelly.
One desire to take me away. It ain't easy to say goodbye.
Now remember, this is the guy who wrote a song called I'm Voting for a Felon in 2024 and then made a video on Election Day, told everybody they better go out and vote for their children's future, and then he didn't vote.
Darling, please, don't start to cry. You know I got you. Lord, I wish it wasn't so. Say tonight, if I break up, don't come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone, say tonight. If I break up, don't come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone, yeah. Tomorrow comes to take me away. You see, I said I could stay. You know I got you.
Could you imagine finding this on your husband's phone saying, well, I guess we can't talk as much tomorrow, but now I wrote this just for you. Which obviously it's not his song, right?
Alright, so you were talking about how bad it's gonna suck tomorrow because
just a friendly.
Austin Foreman, Shelly. Austin Foreman.
Austin Foreman and Shell. I've been seeing a lot on my FYP about this drama, you know, about...
I want to find the Dr. Pepper video. This is his ex-wife, who he calls a cow, one of them. Apparently he abused her as well. Damn it, I want to hear it.
To so many people giving us our voice. It is not only a joy, but it is...
I want to find, I don't know what to look for now, but I want to hear it.
The bando.
So, you know, when you go to like the gas station and you're getting...
When my buddy John...
Look. Alright. Idea by Austin.
On season 7 of...
Austin Foreman.
I really want to hear the Dr. Pepper video. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can find it on my phone.
Anyone that has a Dr. Pepper friend in 2024 saw this coming. Dr. Pepper people are a different animal. They'll wake up in the morning and with their bacon and eggs, they're drinking a Dr. Pepper. They'll marinate meat in Dr. Pepper. Anyone that has a Dr. Pepper friend in 2024 saw this coming. Dr. Pepper people are a different animal. They'll wake up in the morning and with their bacon and eggs, they're drinking a Dr. Pepper. They'll marinate meat in Dr. Pepper. Anyone that has a Dr. Pepper friend in 2024 saw this coming. Dr. Pepper people are a different animal. They'll wake up in the morning and with their bacon and eggs, they're drinking a Dr. Pepper. They'll marinate meat in Dr. Pepper.
I hope that wasn't the only account that had it posted.
In 2024 saw this coming. Dr. Pepper people are a different animal. They'll wake up.
I'll pause this for a second. He basically said, I can recount it for you. Damn it. It's got to exist somewhere, right? He was trying to explain this, don't bring sand to the beach. Let's see if it's over on Twitter. And he said, imagine, if you will, a young guy my age, just like me, fit, doing well, and he loves Dr. Pepper. The same way that any guy his age should love Dr. Pepper. He's got this weird cadence to it. Austin Foreman, Dr. Pepper. He's got this weird cadence to it, and he's like, then imagine he starts drinking this Dr. Pepper from someone who's supplying him with this Dr. Pepper. And he loves the Dr. Pepper. It's good Dr. Pepper, and there's Dr. Pepper. But then suddenly, she won't let him drink no Dr. Pepper for 8, 9, 10 months. And now he's in a position where he's doing really well. His social media is doing really good. And all these people would basically kill to give him their Dr. Pepper. And he doesn't want to drink their Dr. Pepper, but it's so fucking weird, and I wish I could find the video, damn it. I know his apology's up, but I don't want to go there yet.
We fucking washing money in through TikTok. Running fucking businesses. Making money. All legal, of course. We're not going to be like fucking shipping cocaine and teddy bears or anything like that. Not this year, anyways.
Yo.
Sorry, I'm looking for it. Let's try this. Recording, maybe. That's the one we just heard.
Have you heard about Austin Foreman and the AFF family drama? Sit down, get your tea, get you some popcorn, and let's talk about it. Let me start by saying I have watched Austin Foreman for a while. I started watching him when he was talking about his kid, where a baby mom was keeping his kid from him, and it really pulled at my heartstrings. I felt so bad for him. I watched him as he was a singer-songwriter, as he was a proud American, and then he just kind of fell off my For You page, but not a lot of yours. So apparently I've missed a whole lot. Backtrack, Austin Foreman is well known for taking down bad men and women, but he's got some skeletons in his closet too, and women are now coming out of the woodworks. Austin Foreman did this, Austin Foreman did that, he said this, and it is like, seriously, sit down and get your popcorn, because it's never ending. The biggest scandal going on right now is that Austin Foreman cheated on his wife with someone named Shell. Now, Shell...
Mariah's favorite drink that she's getting harder to find, I don't know if they're phasing it out or whatever, is Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream. She fucking loves it.
Is a part of the AFF family, and she is leaking the text messages left and right, the videos. There was a private video of Austin singing a song to her, talking about how they had to stop texting. It goes on and on. As of right now, it looks like Austin Foreman's world is collapsing as he knows it. Do I feel sorry for him? Yes, but at the same time,
hell no.
Here with Austin Foreman. And
so this video is for Austin Foreman and Shell. I've been seeing a lot of my FYP about this drama, you know.
He's basically saying, like, while his wife was pregnant, she wasn't putting out enough. So that's why he had to go looking for it other places. And because he had this fame on TikTok and all these women wanted to sleep with him, it really wasn't his fault. He had to do something.
About potential cheating and all of that, and have seen some evidence and whatnot. And I'm not going to be like anyone else and, you know, criticize you or anything like that. What I want to do is to encourage you. Because I saw, Austin, I saw your apology video to your wife.
Fuck you. Watching Austin Foreman's apology for his betrayal shows you just how fake this app can be when someone has to make an apology video meant for his wife. Just leave her alone. Yeah.
He's getting to play you a song. I want to see that.
So my sperm donor left this comment on my...
A couple of y'all asked me what I was...
I would like to hear that. It was a good one. But we will end up on his page. Let's go see. Let's see his apology video. So he calls her a home wrecker. Let's address it. Here we go.
Let's talk about it. The first thing that I'm going to make crystal clear is there's only one person that I owe an apology to. And it's yours.
So she's a home wreck. The reason, so they were, both of them agree that they were in the wrong. Like they were both married, but she's a home wrecker because she finally made it public.
Tell ain't one of y'all. Second thing, I will not be getting online and talking about my marriage, the ins and outs of my marriage, or really anything about my marriage. I'm not going to. I never have, for a reason. I shouldn't have had any kind of private conversation about my marriage. Did I make a mistake? Yeah, I did. And it's a mistake that I'll regret forever. But that's something that's between...
Dude, this just makes me think he's even more manipulative. And worry for his wife. Like, what twisted fucking world has he spun that she's living in?
My wife and I. Now, all of you running around trying to make posts and pick at her and do damage to her over this and say stuff to her, you're wrong for that. The unfortunate thing about doing what I do is that I'm not like the rest of you. The rest of you, if a mistake is made, if somebody fucks up in their marriage, it's not public. It's not something that has to be addressed publicly.
Because he's TikTok famous.
But, you know, I guess I asked for this, so I'll deal with it as I need to. But those of you that are attacking my wife, understand this.
Imagine getting a couple 100,000 people on TikTok and you're already hitting scandals. Like, usually you've at least been with a major record label for a few years on tour before you start hitting the scandals. He didn't even make it out of TikTok before he's on scandals.
I will not forget people talking about how I was quiet. Yeah, I've been quiet. I've been working on things with my wife. Today was my daughter's 10th birthday party. That's where we've been all day. Tomorrow is my wife's birthday. Ultimately.
Imagine that present. Imagine that present. Your daughter's birthday, your wife's birthday, and they just found out you've been cheating on your wife?
I have nobody to blame but myself. But I will say this. For somebody that claims not to be a homewrecker, they sure did leave out, conveniently, a lot of the conversation. I want to ask Shell why she decided to post this now, because I already know the answer. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and tell you guys. Not too long ago, there was a call that came out where Kosi, the person that they were originally trying to pin all this on, had called Shell the B word. Okay, I gotta be careful with how I word things on here because I know they're gonna report this video. I got online and defended Kosi, not her. By this time, any type of inappropriate conversation had dwindled down or ended. This isn't something that's been ongoing. This is something that happened and it's just now coming out. She was very upset that I didn't get online and defend her. She made that very clear. Even after that was made clear, I apologized, but still didn't get online and defend her. Once again, the conversations that I shouldn't have been having had ended.
So it's her fault. This should have all been done because it happened 6 months ago. Strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper? Yeah, that's Mariah's favorite. Did I say it wrong or something?
And, I mean, there's only one woman that I get online and defend that way because there's only one woman that...
That's her favorite, but it's getting harder to find in stores. You still can. It's just like you might just shop around and look around or whatever, but I think they may be phasing it out. But it's her favorite for sure.
Over that way. Now, recently, Shell had another account banned. She expressed to multiple people that she was upset with me because I didn't share her account again to get more followers to it. I was already in a place where I felt guilt.
It doesn't matter what brought it out, right? Once you committed to this, once you did it, you have to know at some point it probably will come out. It doesn't matter what brought it out. It doesn't matter if she's just angry because of this, angry because that. This is all irrelevant.
For having the conversations that I had. I didn't want to share her stuff. But I was also afraid to completely ignore her because I felt like something like this may happen. Now, this wasn't a one-sided thing. And if it's being made to look that way, and I don't know exactly, but I've heard that it's being made to look that way. I'm not going to look. But it wasn't a one-sided thing at all. It was inappropriate.
That's still irrelevant. You're apologizing to your audience. No one's claimed rape, right? You fucked up. We don't give a fuck what she did. She needs to apologize to her audience then.
Both ends. Shell is also married. Either way, here's what it boils down to. I hurt the woman that I love.
By comparing her pussy to Dr. Pepper that she won't let you drink.
And our process of working through that is going to be our process. It's not going to be aired out for everybody. The rest of our marriage has not been aired out for everybody. The people that are posting these things are not doing it to be a girl's girl. They're not doing it to help anybody. They're doing it out of spite. They're being vindictive. But I do want to remind these people that you have nothing left. You have nothing to hold over my head. And me not speaking about this before was not to try to lie to the public. It was me trying to avoid the mistakes that I've made, causing problems.
Oh, so he was just trying to help his wife. He didn't want to hurt his wife. That's what he was thinking about. He wasn't thinking about that when he fucking cheated on her. But he didn't want to hurt her now.
In my marriage, just leave my wife alone. Please. Tomorrow's her birthday. Leave her alone. If she decides to get on here and say something, that's her choice. But leave her alone. Some of you, like the beautiful chaos girl and all that, duetting her old videos, talking about that didn't age well. It's gross. You want to be mad at me for something that I didn't do to you? Something that has nothing to do with you? Then be mad at me. Do your fake outrage. But don't pretend like you understand the circumstance, the situation, or the ins and outs of anything, because you were given part of a conversation.
It doesn't matter. She just had a baby, bro. Like, your baby just turned a year old.
Don't bother asking me a million questions about specific this, that, and the third. I'm not going to address it. Now, I'm also aware that there's some video going around with audio that's supposed to be me saying things that are racist. I want you to listen to that audio and tell me that you cannot
This is again a fucking who cares. This isn't what you're addressing.
blatantly tell that that is AI. I'm not saying that all the audios are AI. There are very real audios going around. All you have to do is compare the two of them. The one about me saying anything racist, it's very clear that that is fake and it's AI. I could have gotten on here and told you that everything was fake. That's not the truth. My reputation is my reputation. To all of you, it shouldn't matter that much. I fucked up, I made a mistake. The one that it should matter to is my wife. And it does. And that's for me and her to work through and deal with. But for whoever thought that this wasn't enough, and you needed to go create some kind of AI of me saying something racist, shame on you.
Shame on you.
The racist thing to get the computer to say it.
Oh, you typed it in.
To be with my family and to fix what needs to be fixed. And clean up the mess that I made. You all can feel how you want about me. If you choose to judge me over it, that's fine. Leave my wife alone. Please. All right, let's talk about it. The first thing that I'm going to make...
We'll keep going through these because he keeps addressing them.
Earlier, my wife saw this video because it was sent to her. And she was sitting next to me. And I saw her face just drop. And I asked her what it was, of course. She showed me. And I asked her to send it to me. I then asked her if she wanted me to address it then, or if she wanted me to wait until her and my daughter had gone to sleep.
By the way, he shows a picture of his wife and his daughter at Halloween, and his wife is dressed as a cow, like a dairy cow. And he says, oh, my wife's dressed as my ex-wife. That's the one I was showing you earlier, the blonde one.
And she asked me to wait until they'd gone to sleep. She stayed up till after midnight for her birthday. But they've been asleep for a little while now. I'm going to address this.
She's fine. Go watch her story. See, I didn't want to believe what people were saying about her, but now seeing her story and the smile on her face and just worry about her life tomorrow and the gifts she usually gets on her birthday, seems like most of it's true.
She's the only victim in this entire situation. The only one. And you're trashing her because she's not reacting the way that you feel she should react. Let me say, she's not reacting publicly the way that you feel she should react. It's her birthday. She had it planned to go live for a long time. She chose not to allow people like you and others that might say hateful things. She chose not to allow my poor decision making to prevent her from doing what she had planned on doing for her birthday. You can make all the videos you want to about me. I don't care. My wife does not deserve hate. Earlier in the evening, you had gone way, way back on her page. You found a video that she had made about an ex of hers. Duetted it. Sat there in the camera like this, making...
Blame everybody.
And said this didn't age well. Trying to make a mockery of something that's painful for her. And while you're not the cause of the original source of that, you're attacking her now. All because on that video she asked you to stop in the comment section. And now she's not responding publicly the way that you'd prefer her to. There is no way in hell I would ever believe in my mind that I get to choose how she reacts. What makes you think that you do? Better yet, what makes you think that you aren't any place to judge how she reacts? Are we not human too?
People are mad because she's not reacting to it, I guess.
You.
Which I agree. She can react to it however she wants to, but when you find out that he cheated on you while you were fucking pregnant and postpartum, like, that if there was ever a reason to leave, that's it.
Do you feel like you're at a grocery store reading a tabloid magazine?
I was told, and this is my opinion, and this educational only, and they can come at me if they want, victim shaming or whatever. She ain't gonna leave him. She likes the money. And she's proven that.
Most of my relationship with my wife, I barely made any money. She's been with me when I've had to dig through change jars on multiple occasions to go get a Monster or anything. When my wife and I got together I was still an active alcoholic. And I don't know why everybody believes that I'm rich. Everybody keeps coming up with numbers out of thin air of how much money I make. But in no way, shape, or form am I rich. You are trying to paint her as some kind of...
You were bragging about making, what, $7,000 a month off TikTok?
Bigger.
On top of everything else you make?
When my wife married me, I barely had...
A lot of people would say that puts you in a different bracket than they are.
Pennies to rub together. Tonight, I had to teach my wife how to deal with a comment section full of people that are hating on you. And I had to try to tell her why it's not good to look at those things. How it's best to just ignore it. I had to try to give my wife a crash course lesson on that. Knowing that this wouldn't even be a subject if I wouldn't have made mistakes that I made. My wife doesn't have haters like that. She is sweet, she is kind. She is patient. And in no way, shape, or form does she deserve any hate. It's easy.
This is what, so he can play victim with his wife.
And look on a phone screen. See a few minutes worth of somebody's life. And for you to think you have all the answers. And you know everything. And that you can judge somebody. But you don't know anything. So for any of you to get on here and believe that you can place judgment on her based off of a few seconds from her story where she was showing strength in a time where she's vulnerable. You don't know the woman that you're talking about. And you don't know me. I didn't want to make another video tonight. I had no plans on when I was going to make another video or say anything else. I will not be getting on here and addressing everybody attacking me and all this shit. I don't care. But this, I'm not going to let this go unchecked. I'm the asshole here.
Oh.
Not my wife. I'm going to work on repairing damage that I...
He's gonna fix it.
Do not attack my wife in the process. Earlier, my wife saw this...
Hey, it's me. Do you remember when I asked you who the Guardian was and you were like, only 3 people know?
Do you remember where your light switch is? Why are you sitting in the dark? I would ask who you are, but that is a very distinct homewrecker voice.
Well, then you see these
She's a home wrecker now.
messages, right? And you're sending him nudes knowing that the whole time the Guardian is Austin. And that explains why Igloo was so mad.
Hold on, let's make that picture a little bigger. I feel like we didn't get the shock value. Oh no! Okay, that's better, right? All right, cool.
He's the Guardian. That was his voice changer account he made or whatever.
Listen, what the heck made you think this was gonna work? Yeah, you know that these messages came from a group text between me, Zombie, and Craig, right? Group text, meaning all of our phones were on it. Unfortunately, when I tried to go back and look for the text, I realized that my phone automatically deletes text after a certain period of time. Unfortunately for you, Zombie doesn't have that problem. Hello, Zombie screenshots. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me set the stage for you. I had just gotten back from making a video, so I said, okay, I'm back. Classic, right? I asked what the fuck y'all been doing because they were having a weird conversation, which I'll explain in a minute. To which Zombie says,
Sure.
Craig has been in voice chat with the staff for the past 2 hours. We're causing
What he explains doesn't even make sense here.
chaos in the main chat. Now, what Zombie's referring to is the Discord. So she is, at this time, translating to me what is happening inside of our Discord server through text. Uh-oh, has it turned into an NSFW chat? That's an inside joke. Enoch and Wolfie's Discord has NSFW chats in it. Go check it out if you want, I guess. It looks like a whole beep chat in here, you know? Fun story, the reason I said it looks like that type of chat is because the conversation, the part you didn't see above all that, that was a conversation that Zombie and Craig were having while I was making my video where Zombie was in the Discord and Craig was not in there yet, and Shell was relaying messages to Craig through Zombie. Charged types of conversations. Anyways, that's irrelevant. This is when Zombie says it may have turned into Igloo getting jealous because Craig told him that him and the Guardian have seen me beep, and Guardian gets more beep pictures than you and him do. She was still explaining to me what was going on inside the Discord. At the time, there were some kind of ongoing jokes about Igloo and Zombie, and Igloo was saying Zombie was his work wife, stuff like that. Craig thought it'd be funny to mess with Igloo and tell him that Craig and the Guardian had seen Zombie pictures. Now this is my response, OMG, in the main chat. You know what? Don't tell me anymore. I don't want to know. Bahaha. And now we're caught up to the message that you wanted to show us. And you can clearly see that this message was an extension of the other message where she was explaining the joke that Craig was playing on Igloo. I have questions. Did you orchestrate this? Or did Craig send you the picture like this and give you the story and you believed Craig? It's either one of those two things, or the third option is that you guys planned this together, and if that's the case, then I would recommend...
All right, I got some more of them. Copy link here. Let me send this to myself. I got some more of the Shelly stuff that she shared. It's got some voice recordings of Austin and some of the fucked up shit he said. You can watch that while I find even more. I'm just glad to see people go down that are fucking pieces of shit, act like they're better than everybody else. So she's scrolling through all the messages she has with Austin. How would you feel about Vegas in January? You could bring the family, obviously, but I'm going to meet Shay and her family down, and I think a few others. If you or your family could swing, it's just an idea. We also need to deal with this fuck. She's coming after Shay. Now, this is their takedown thing they had. This woman. Then we're going to get into the recordings here.
Nope, you totally didn't get my joke at all. Went right over your head, Shelly Shell. That's not what I meant. But, a good magician never tells their secrets. That's what they're going to tell you in Vegas. And so a good jokester never tells.
Like a jokester never gives away his jokes.
His jokes. I don't know if that don't make any sense, but just pretend like it does. I don't know. Maybe it's just a guy joke, so I'll go ahead and tell you. I just realized.
Again, he said, why would I bring sand to the beach? Talking about bringing his wife to meet this group of people.
Maybe girls don't know it because y'all don't joke like that. But you said for me to bring my wife. And I said, you don't bring sand to the beach. So usually, like, if a buddy or if a guy said to me, hey, let's go to Vegas, man, and bring your wife, I would say, you don't bring sand to the beach, man. Meaning, there's already so much sand at the beach. Why would you bring your own sand? It's a joke. Anyways, now you know.
I've heard people say...
Listen to this. She's talking to Shell. He says, I agree, but I'll tell you, I am so happy that I know you now. You make me smile more than ever. You give me that feeling that I haven't had in forever, and I had forgotten what it felt like until now. You make me feel like somebody wants me, respects me, and cares about me. All of that before we have even been able to actually spend time together. So I can only imagine what it'll be like when we finally do get to hang out. And then a little wink face.
Other things, but the way I took it was you don't bring sand to the beach, talking about somebody that used to drink a lot to like Vegas. And so I took it that way, like, oh, fuck, like I should have thought about that a little bit more. But listen, I got Craig and Courtney D on board. At least Courtney D is on board. Obviously me and Shay, a guy being good. I mean, if you and Allie would come, I mean, Vegas could be a playground. We would just have to be very careful. But yeah, your puns, your little jokes there, I guess it did go over my head. I'm going to be Googling now for the next, 30 minutes, trying to figure out what the fuck I missed.
Shell, you don't have to Google it. I literally just told you. Okay, for example, you said you're not taking your husband. I think that's what you said. That's not bringing sand to the beach. Do you get it?
Get it?
And you better fucking come, you and Allie. I've already drugged my husband into this. Everybody is getting on board.
And she's saying, I am bringing my husband. What are you talking about?
We are going to Vegas in January. So make it happen, even if the babies are involved. But my babies will not be, because obviously I'm me.
Yes, I'm very surprised to hear that now your husband is coming, because men know you don't bring sand to the beach. I thought men knew this. I don't know.
You can't take your wife to Vegas.
Listen, I'm a good time, okay? I went to the strip club when I was in Shreveport, And the strippers were mad at me because I was there. Let me just say, like, my husband can do whatever the fuck he wants in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Pretty crazy, huh? I'm glad he's fucking finally exposed. He's a piece of shit, dude. All those other people he called out and was judging and fucking coming after because they're coming after our Trump friends.
Every time they shower.
The fuck out of here. I also found one very, very interesting website that I think, as a community project, we should all join, okay? Now, hear me out. Are you listening, chat? As a community project, we should all join this, okay? I like my cheese drippy. Farmer wants husband, Australia, 18 plus. There's a Facebook group that I recently joined called Farmer Wants Husband, Australia, 18 plus. 25 from Emerald Central, Queensland, truck driver. Right? Not bad. I'm thinking of getting back into small square bells. This dog kills it. Oh, a quick happy snap and to say have an amazing day, y'all. I'm off to enjoy some sunshine after all this rain lately. I'll show you the post that brought me over here. Hi, all. Not sure what I'm looking for, but dating apps don't work. I don't run a roster, and I'd like to find someone that's only interested in me. Laugh out loud, 41 years old, my own off-grid homestead out in the boonies in Queensland, about 1.5 hours inland of Toowoomba. I've been almost as deep as Toowoomba. Run my own business from here, which is quite successful and keeps me very busy. Have a few Texas Longhorns as well. Love my classic American cars. Have always owned them, built them. Just recently acquired an Aussie built 63 International Lodestar to build as my promo truck for 2025. I'm quite tall and far from a model athletic physique. Oh, and heavily and a tall and far from a model athletic physique. Oh, and heavily tattooed. Not quite your typical country gal. Haha. What about this guy? Where's the big girls at? Where's them big girls at? Yeah, Toowoomba is about 8 inches past the labia. If you take a turn right at the labia. So do you know how to operate the love handles? Hey, everyone, I'm going to tell you all that I have disabilities. I just hope that yous all don't mind me having disabilities. I don't care. I love them. I think you should have more disabilities. Be honest with you. I believe I can see some coming on. Late onset. Roll call. Country gals looking for a partner. Where you at? Country or city gents looking for a partner. Where you at? Hi all. Not so much a farmer, but live on 50 acres in Tassie with my 2 doggos and a couple of planes. Room for a house or two. Happy to make friends and maybe find a lovely lady to join me on flying adventures. Feel free to message or comment and I can add you as a friend. Have an awesome... Why the fuck would Facebook recommend this to me? I think Facebook wants me to troll them. I'm not a farmer. I'm not in Australia. I damn sure ain't a woman. Hello, Steph here, 38. I don't know if I'm a farmer, but I have currently 2 rescue horses down from once upon a time 35. I have many poultry, including geese and ducks. I keep 2 kelpies. I drive a manual V6 Hilux. That's a Toyota for you, y'all mainlanders. I have owned Jersey cows. I have a permaculture garden. My day job is bush regen, but I'm going back to uni to study to be a midwife. My hobbies include riding motorcycles and surfing, surf photography, banjo, drums, guitar. Location, Byron Bay. Byron Bay. Looking for like-minded people to get to know. I find it hard to fall for people. So if it happens, it happens, but no expectations. Interested in both female and males. Prefer older, mature men. I'm 30. I work 3 jobs full-time with horses and work for local friends. Where the fuck are you going to hang out with all these older men? Where's the post I'm looking for here? Hold on. We'll get to it. This goofy-ass looking motherfucker. I tried this on Tinder, but got nowhere. I did lie about my height. I'm 5'10", not a farmer, but I live in the country near Toowoomba. 53, 3 young kids, recently separated, stable job, own house, etc. I can fix anything from a whippersnapper to a helicopter. Not sure how this all works these days. I've been out of the dating thing for 20 years. Looking good, straight man. Toowoomba. That's Shawnee Sheep. Oh, Shawnee Sheep. I knew I recognized him from somewhere. Here we go. Howdy, y'all. Who in this buy, swap, sell game is from the male Wimmera area of Victoria? I'm on the lookout for a country girl to share the pillow with at night. Look out. Some of these guys looking like fucking axe murderers and shit. There was a post that it shared to me, and I can't find it. He gave off real serial killer vibes. Maybe I'm just crazy and it doesn't... Whoa. Hi, I'm Tom58. No fixed address as I'm traveling around Australia. Here's a photo I took. Hee hee. Ooh. Hi, guys. Age 50-plus men, please. I live in the Upper Hunter on 15 acres hobby farm looking for a similar man. Must be single, must be emotionally available, wanting a relationship, not just friends with benefits. This guy doesn't even post. He doesn't even need a caption, bro. He's just there. He's in it to win it. So this is me looking pretty average after a week on the road. I'm not a farmer. I live in Melbourne, but spend a lot of time in the country driving trucks between Melbourne and Perth, and sometimes Darwin. Cheers. Good to see you. That woman's holding a little piglet. They must have took that one down. That was fucking so weird. He ended the post with like, got enough land to dig a grave if that's what we need to do, or some shit like that. It was wild. But it said, why would Facebook suggest this to me? I wouldn't mind a gate opener. Female applicants only, please. PM me for further details. Resume and cover letter required. Must have a manual license and be able to hold a flashlight. Training on the job for the right applicant. P.S. It's a joke. I'm 34, currently contracted in the Tamworth region. I venture to Coffs Harbor often, looking for an adventurous partner. So if you don't mind flying to our next destination or driving and camping, fishing, hunting, exploring, and have a love for dogs with a splash of sunsets and sunrises, then sign here and here. Ooh, she got that Riz. Rizzing them up, baby. Yeah, I don't see the guy, the serial killer guy. It was funny, though. He looked like he'd murder you and then dig a grave for you. Just living the dream. It looks like it. I swear, I don't think the whole country's weird. Or the whole country's real. I don't think the whole country's real. I got one more video to show you before we close it down, guys. A millionaire pastor. I can't believe I'm even saying this. But you know how recently it's become somehow a debatable item, the shape of the earth? Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? So a millionaire pastor sends a bunch of flat earthers, all expenses paid, to Antarctica.
Welcome back. Now, what is the...
Because the claims are, you can't go to Antarctica. There's guys there with guns that turn you around. If you don't turn around, they'll kill you. And then the other one that even Flat Earth Dave has made again and again and again. If we look at a flat Earth map, there's a couple things that can never happen, okay? We'll just grab any of these. With the ice wall, this is a good one. One thing that can never happen is you can, so they believe the sun goes around like this during our summer, and then during our winter, they believe the sun goes around like this, but somehow it travels at the same speed without appearing to move faster in the sky, whatever. But a couple of things that can never happen is the sun can never, like let's say you're in one of these very southern areas down here, the sun can never appear in the sky at the southeast. Because if it's on the track they claim, that's a thing that can't happen. So if you're in like one of the most southern cities in the world, which just happened recently and on this trip before they got to Antarctica, they were in one of the most southern spots in the world, and the sun rose at like 235 degrees, or way down southeast, right, from their area. So the sun could never rise from over here, but it did. And the other thing that completely breaks their flat Earth theory is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. They believe that this whole ring along the outside is Antarctica. So they think that a 24-hour sun can easily happen at the North Pole, but even Flat Earth Dave, one of the most famous flat earthers, have said that a 24-hour sun in Antarctica would prove him wrong, but they won't let you go there. They'll shoot you with a gun. They won't let you on the island. They can't do it. Well, guess what they all saw? A 24-hour sun in Antarctica. So immediately, all their supporters, all the other flat earthers, all their friends, family, people they went to elementary school with, a guy they met in the doctor's office last week having an annual checkup, called them shills. You're all shills, paid actors for the government. Immediately. Discredit everybody that ever did this. And then Flat Earth Dave's like, I never said that. I never said couldn't have a 24. I don't know what they're talking about. Just because we found something new doesn't mean it disproves what we already knew. Let's watch this recap.
Welcome back. Now, what is the greatest achievement in human history? Is it landing a man on the moon? Is it exploring the depths of the ocean? Or is it convincing a small number of flat earthers to actually put their money where their mouth is and go to Antarctica? And here they are. As of recording this video, today they are stood in Antarctica. Now, not everybody on...
They were there for 3 or 4 days, and every day they were in 24-hour sun.
This picture is a flat earther. We'll get to who's who in a second. But first of all, why is this important? Well, you see, flat earthers over the years on the internet have said some of the most insanely ridiculous, stupid things. And it's very, very easy to belittle them and laugh at them. Like this.
Now notice, as I'm going south, I have to continue dipping the nose of my airplane in order to stay level with the ground. I'm all the way down. I'm dip my nose down low.
Is that how airplanes work, chat?
And look at that. My airplane is upside down. You can't deny that proof. Don't mock.
You can't deny that proof. That airplane's upside down.
I'm not a fool.
I know, but in reality, it really is so hard not to mock. So hard, in fact, that I don't even try. Now, one of the biggest flat earthers on the internet is a guy called David Weiss, or David Weiss, depending on who you listen to pronounce his name. Here he is, rubbing shoulders with the one and only Roseanne Barr.
And we have flat earth.
He even asked to come on my shows multiple times. Like I think the reason he got so popular, maybe this is what I should start doing, is he has like an auto mailer. If you have a fucking YouTube channel or Twitch stream or something, has more than like 5 fucking steady viewers, you just get emails all the time saying, he appeared here, he appeared there, he wants to come on your show, he's ready to share the light with everybody.
Earth David Weiss as our guest. Hi, Flat Earth Dave. I'm so intrigued by the whole flat.
That's not a real question, right? That can't be a real question. You've seen the sun and snow exist in the same place before, right?
Flat Earth thing.
And here he is on the hugely popular James English podcast.
Would you like to finish up on anything, brother?
Don't believe anything I say.
And here he is getting absolutely torn apart and humiliated by the one and only Professor Dave Explains.
You think that we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and we don't feel it and we're changing, we're changing directions? How is that possible?
The Earth goes around the sun in how long? How long does it take?
A year.
A year, right? So why don't you go ahead and get in a car and do a 360 turn and make it take a year? Are you going to feel that?
Dave, that's not a
Let's break it down. 360 degrees, 365 days, that's about a degree a year, right? Why don't you get in a car and drive for 24 hours, and over 24 hours, veer by 1 degree? Are you going to feel that?
Now, being one of the most successful flat earthers on the internet, I suppose it's a bit like being the least smelliest urinal in your local public bogs. David Weiss has told his followers for a long time now that there is no 24-hour sun ever in Antarctica. In fact, here he is in an internet comment claiming to have a source.
Simultaneously, the sun can be out and it can be below freezing. Like, the high in February where I live can be like 10, and we can have a sunny fucking day.
That worked in Antarctica for a year and never once. So
there it was. There was his post saying it once. I talked to a person that worked there for a year, and he never saw the 24-hour sun.
For a year and never once saw a 24-hour sun. In fact, he's very publicly been open to the fact that if there was ever a 24-hour sun in Antarctica,
it doesn't matter if it's for 1,000,000 days. If the temperature's below freezing, why the fuck would ice melt?
that would debunk the idea that the Earth is flat. And he's been known to make stupid videos like this in which he claims that the videos of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica...
These are fakes. Globy proof of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, me showing how easy it is to fake something like this.
...are indeed just fake. I myself, in fact, are somewhat of an expert when it comes to video editing, so check out my amazing PowerPoint skills here. Anyway, the point of this masterpiece is to show you that one of the biggest problems flat earthers have, other than continually getting stuck inside revolving doors, is that in their ridiculous model, the South Pole is a rim, it's an ice wall, it's a circular edge surrounding this flat disk. And therefore, as the sun rotates over the flat Earth, it cannot possibly light up all areas of the South Pole at the same time.
See, it cannot. To have 24-hour sun, there's no way, because how do you get sun over here? But this would be dark. So you have to admit that all these other places are dark on this side of the globe, but the sun would be here?
Ever. In fact, if there was a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, this model...
The temperature has very little to do with whether the sun's out or not. As far as seasonal changes, it's the angle of the sun. The sun can be out all fucking winter and it still be cold as hell.
Gets thrown out the window. Now, however simple that sounds, it does appear that not all flat earthers fully understand the significance of this 24-hour sun, and that might be because sometimes it's referred to as the midnight sun, which, again, unsurprisingly, some flat earthers might take a little bit too literally.
This is the first problem. Yes, there is a sun that appears at midnight in Antarctica, but what no one ever says is that the clocks have been put forward.
Yeah, there's a sun that appears at midnight. The clocks are 12 hours forward.
Yes, not quite there yet, is it? Anyway, despite years and years of David Weiss telling people that the 24-hour sun in Antarctica was absolutely impossible, when offered a free flight to Antarctica to see it for himself by...
He wouldn't go. This guy, believe it or not, Flat Earth Dave, who makes all of his income by doing these Flat Earth bullshit and selling an app on the store, on the Play Store and the and on Android and iPhone, he sells an app that you can use to predict the flat earth, and like every flat earther owns it.
Millionaire Pastor Will Duffy, David Weiss obviously wasted no time in saying no. Now, he did explain his reasons for not going. My favourite one of those excuses is that Antarctica, surprisingly, might be a bit cold. But Will Duffy is a resource...
Not if the sun's out, Facebook said.
Man, and he scoured the internet looking for the best and brightest flat earthers to take with him, and he finally managed it, and they are there today. We'll introduce those in a second. But firstly, I just want to tip my hat and give a nod, a tribute, if you like, to some of the best and brightest flat earthers I would have liked to see go to Antarctica. I'm sure after you hear
This guy's funny. He is culture cats.
Wise words of wisdom, you'll understand how much they could have contributed to this great experiment.
If you were travelling from Scotland down to London on a ball, it would be downhill all the way. You wouldn't need to put any petrol in your car. You just use your brakes.
They can't...
You might be saying, that guy, why would they even invent gravity then? Why is there mass? What is this shit about mass?
Who owns the moon?
Things in motion stay in motion if there's no vacuum or there's no friction to stop them. Basically something like that. Isn't that the third law, thermodynamics?
And if you don't know where you live, you think you're ever going to know why you live there?
When you go to the airport, the runway...
I'm sorry, Dr. J. I didn't know your husband was in this one. Dr. J's husband's a recovering flat earther. I didn't know some of his old videos was in this mega cut here.
Why you live there?
When you go to the airport, the runway was flat, wasn't it? But you can't have flat.
I like your fish, though.
Runways on the ball, can you?
Mass is identical to weight, but this weight is space weight. Yeah, I've never had a mustache before.
Now, I know it comes as a loss, but none of those flat earthers made the trip. But this man here did. A certain Mr. Whitsitt gets it. He's perhaps best known for getting himself arrested in front of Mount Rushmore while the onlookers applauded on. We also have this man here, Jerinism, who's had a massive online presence in flat earth nonsense for quite some time now. And we also have some counterparts, some flat earth debunkers, most notably MC Toon, Dave McKeegan, and Critical Think. And the obvious outcome of this...
So Rob P sent me this. He's been following the MC Toon guy, McToon Conspiracy, I think is one of the channels. This is the pastor guy. They're calling it the final experiment to prove this all. And they really thought they were going to go down there, like this well-documented phenomenon. They really thought that they were going to go down there and be turned away, or they wouldn't be let in, or they'd get there and the sun would set at some point. Even though it's been documented for fucking hundreds of years, or 100 years, they thought that they were going to go down there and it just was going to be fake. They really did.
This experiment is that they were always going to see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica at this time of year. Here's Jerinism coping with the truth.
Australian flat earther? I don't know. I don't see many Asian, like Chinese flat earthers. So go to you. They're always squinting like they're looking off in the distance, but I don't think they're contemplating the shape of the earth. They must be thinking about something else, rice or something.
Truth.
All right, guys. Sometimes you are wrong in life, and I thought that there was no 24-hour sun. In fact, I was pretty sure of it. The sun does circle you in the south. So you should be able to accept that the sun does exactly what these guys said as far as circles the southern continent. So that's about it. I realize that I'll be called a shill for just saying that.
And here he is indeed being called.
Yep. Overlapping time. So this guy's claim is that they're actually at the North Pole, and they recorded this a year ago or 6 months ago. TFE Shield Crew was radio silent during first, second, and third day of full moon phase in June 2024, and they will be on the ice in December, also during the first, second, and third day of full moon phase. They filmed the 24-hour sun and the moon in the Arctic last summer, busted. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I declare season on Shill's Gatekeepers Controlled Op Agents open. Happy hunt, and here is how to spot them. Anybody who considers this info as asinine, paranoid, schizophrenic, preposterous is busted. Anybody who avoids this message, who refuses to consider it or talk about it, is busted. Anybody who pushes 24-hour Antarctica sun as truth without any evidence so far is busted.
Called exactly that in the comment section of a video posted by a flat earther named Flatzoid. Flatzoid himself is an interesting character. I once debated him, and during that debate, he tried to destroy physics as we know it by showing us what really happens when the sun sets. And he did this by hiding a torch behind a tin of paint. Good job, Flatzoid. Anyway, back to the comment, we can see that this sore flat earther is accusing the entire team, the globe earthers and the flat earthers alike, of being in some kind of shill.
What do you think they're looking off in the distance at? Have you guys seen that clip of what's the comedian Bobby Lee? And Theo Vaughn, and he's Bobby Lee's trying to tell us a story about his childhood to Theo Vaughn, and he's like, his dog ran away. Basically, they adopted a dog or a cat, and they wouldn't let it in the house. It ran away, and Bobby Lee's like, imagine, Bobby Lee's Korean, and Bobby Lee's like, imagine how you tell a kid that, like you pretend to be my dad, and then Bobby Lee goes, Dad, where'd my kitty cat go? And Theo Vaughn's like, oh, Bobby's son. Like, he makes the most racist Chinese impression. It starts laughing. It's a pretty funny clip.
Unit. He's claiming here that they actually went to the Arctic last summer and filmed a 24-hour sun there, which would be possible on a flat earth map. This is apparently a conspiracy in the making. And our old friend, a professional bullshitter, David Weiss, has also chipped in.
I'm not convinced. So this is, God damn it, this is Flat Earth Dave. I'm not convinced they can't project a fake sun in the southern sky, but that's just me. This is after the 24-hour sun came out. Now he claims it's a projection.
To David Weiss has also chipped in, suggesting he can't rule out that maybe they are somehow projecting a fake sun in the southern sky. And of course, this is a fantastic example of flat earth honesty, to sit back and say, no, I am not going to go to Antarctica to observe a 24-hour sun, and then when you are not there and other people are, you can sit back and claim that they are not observing what they are actually saying they are observing. It's a flawless plan. But David Weiss has gone one step further. He's come up with a plan of his own.
I don't know if you've seen my idea for the real final experiment. That'll never happen.
And the reason it'll never happen is because it's bad.
So what he actually wants to do for the real final experiment, I'll show you. Hold on. So even the experiment that they just did, right? They had like a window to get in and weather that was good, and they ended up having to leave a day early because the weather was going to turn bad. Blah blah blah. Like there's a lot of bad weather, obviously, around Antarctica. But what now, David Weiss? Now the 24-hour sun's been proven, and that was supposed to be the final experiment. Everybody was on board of it until it went against what they believe. They've come up with a new experiment. So you start a plane. Let's start right at the northern tip of Antarctica. Okay, you start a plane right here, going to the going clockwise, and you start a plane right here going counterclockwise until they run into each other, and you see how long that takes. Yeah, that'll get approved. That'll get approved. I can see it happening now. If it takes 10 hours, then Antarctica is this shape. If it takes fucking 185 hours, then it's not. It goes all the way around the world like a big ice wall. Fucking idiot.
Batshit bonkers crazy and ridiculous, and it's obviously a coping mechanism from David, who is suggesting hiring 2 planes and launching from some point in Antarctica, flying around Antarctica in opposite directions with these planes until they come back and meet each other, hopefully not in some kind of mid-air collision. He wants to time how long it takes for these.
I don't think I did a good job describing this. It's funny, though.
I mean, how would you approach that? Your wife is allergic to the cat, and I'm your kid. Be real. Don't do comedy right now. I'm your son. Okay. Hey, Dad. Bubby. No, you don't have to have an Asian accent. You're you. Okay, got it. I'm not Asian. All right. Make believe that I'm your biological son. Okay. Hey, Daddy. Hey, Chucky, what's up? So where's Tommy? Your mother's allergic to cats. No, but where's Tommy now? Tommy is going to be at your aunt's house, and you can go play with him in the afternoon. Now, your aunt drinks a lot of wine. And she gets a little handsy with the kids, you know? When she gets drunk, is she going to hurt Tommy? Because I know that my cousins have all black eyes because, you know, your cousins are black. That's why. They were adopted, Dad. I forgot, Daddy. I'm going to go inside now. Can I come inside today? You relax out here. No, Daddy, can I come inside today? You relax. I know. Why do I have to sleep outside, Daddy? You don't. Just wait till the sun comes down. You come I'll sneak in again? Yeah. All right, Daddy. But I wish I could just have my own room and stuff. Oh, Bobby. Treats right up by the door for you, all right? I mean, how would you approach that? Your wife is allergic to cat, and I'm your kid.
And depending on how long it takes, he can then determine whether they're flying around a small continent or whether they are flying around the rim of some kind of flat Earth.
It'll take about 10 hours to get for both planes to meet over here. Now, if they both meet over there in 10 hours, that matches the globe model. But if they have to go around this way, it's going to take 68 hours.
Yes, brilliant, Dave. Obviously, hiring 2 planes, spending millions and millions of pounds, risking mid-air collisions in something as complex as that is obviously a better idea than standing safely on the ground in Antarctica and observing a 24-hour sun. I'm very, very impressed that you've came up with that. And the fact that you're not in Antarctica now, so you haven't seen the 24-hour sun, means that you can keep denying it exists and you can keep making money selling your app. So that is...
I think he knew that. I think he knew that he was going to see the 24-hour sun, or at least there was a good chance he was going to see his 24-hour sun. And there's no way for him to deny it if he was there recording it, right? With other witnesses there around him that are going to admit that it was true.
Is brilliant. Now, my thoughts on where the results of this are going to go. Well, of course, this whole thing is going to go absolutely nowhere. Jeranism has been in this position before. A few years ago, he took part in a documentary called Behind the Curve. It's on Netflix.
God, Behind the Curve is wild. They literally prove the Earth is round and then deny it.
And in that documentary, he designed an experiment to test whether the Earth was flat or whether the Earth was curved. It involved a torch and fences and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, it backfired spectacularly on him because he got the results that he didn't want. The results of his own test that he stood by in the planning phase showed that the Earth was curved. And all he had to say about it was this.
Interesting.
And in that same documentary, we all remember the infamous ring laser.
Interesting.
A gyroscope that they've been wanting to get their hands on for so...
They wanted to save up for this gyroscope because this gyroscope was so precise, it would measure the drift of the Earth, right? And they're like, it's going to be zero. It's going to be zero. Earth is stable. It's not moving. And then it hits 15 degrees. They're like, damn it.
So long. It should be capable of measuring the rotation of the Earth, a 15 degree per hour drift, but they wanted to use it to show that there was no rotation. But of course, when they turned it on, again, they got the results that they didn't want.
15 degrees per hour.
Periscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift.
So what's happening in Antarctica right now?
Which fits only the globe model.
Now, it's just another public dressing down of flat Earth, the third one involving Jeranism, and he will be thrown under the bus by other flat earthers and called a shill, etc. But none of it matters, because when you're a flat earther, you have the ultimate trump card, the ultimate get-out clause card, and that is simply to say, well, I never had a model.
Watch this. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but we'll watch. This is something they do. What he was just getting ready to say, I cut him off. I never had a model, so my model can't be wrong, but I know yours isn't right, right? I know yours isn't right, but I never had one, so... I think it was this one, everybody in his chat's calling him out, saying it's a green screen. You're a shill, piece of shit.
On it. Well, that here ground woke up.
Hello.
Oh no, this one isn't it.
The sun did not set.
That was Where Are the Guns? For the next one.
What are you guys up to?
24 hours.
24-hour sun here. They have sun tracking cameras. They had a shit ton of them out there. I think it was Witset. This guy's annoying as fuck. Witset gets it. God, he got called out so bad. It was a live stream. It was this one. I've already watched it.
Kind of to be.
Listen to him responding to his chat.
In Antarctica. Okay. I flew in a plane from Punta Arenas. I can assure you that that's where I was. I went all around Punta Arenas. We then got in that plane and we flew south for like 4 hours. And I checked 3-4 different compasses the whole way. And they said we were flying south the whole time. A floating compass, a magnetic compass, military grade compass, you name it. We are clearly in Antarctica because after a couple hours, we began to be over that continent, over that landmass. Okay. You guys do like a 5x5 if it's fine. It doesn't look cold there. Okay, I'm gonna address all the stuff that people say. Okay, here's my weather app. It's at 17 degrees. Yeah, 17 degrees. Feels like 29 degrees. Well, there's no wind and there's sun right there at all times popping up off of the ice. Okay? So it is cold. Right? If I'm out here for long.
I think the statistic is if we dammed up every river in the world, it would slow by 0.01% or something like that.
Time when it's really cold, my ear's gonna get cold. But it feels like 27 degrees.
Mega buildings, where they're taking mass away from like these gigantic skyscrapers that are huge, taking mass away from the center of the earth, technically slow down the rotation of the earth.
I just showed you my weather app. All right. I can see my breath. You can't, I'm not gonna say. Okay. Hold up to see your breath. So I don't know why people keep saying it doesn't look like it's cold where we are. It's very cold. To me, I'm from Florida. So 18 feels like 27 is like negative 30. Okay. It is very cold. But it is as cold as you would think because the sun's like always glaring on you. You have to be careful because
it's the same thing with the rivers damming up. If we put all the water in reservoirs and dam them up in certain areas, it adds mass. So the center of mass of the earth is obviously the center. The more mass we put towards the outside and further away from the center, the more we could slow down the rotation.
Burn the crap out of your skin, and you can feel it burning your skin. Okay? So I can assure you this is where we are. This part is probably the most fascinating. It's just like how far out. Look how far out you can see. It's like fastness.
So there's a flat earther trying to be like, hey, we did get a 24-hour sun, and he won't admit that that means that it's around a globe Earth, which it does. But he's like, well, just because we observe something doesn't challenge, we still think something's going on here. We're not being told the truth. But his chat's fucking attacking him, dude.
Make sure you guys can hear me. At least there's no ice around Earth. No, I'm not saying that. Side by side. Okay. How would I know that?
Show a puddle.
Like, I'm gonna address some of the.
Do some flat Earth observations while you're there. Got the gear and distances. The people saying this is a green scene should be studied like monkeys. The cope is wild. Earth is still flat, guys. We can trust Austin. Calm down.
I've told globe earthers this for 2-3 years now. The way they go about the conversation is so detrimental to their side. They say stuff like flat earthers say you can't go here. Ha ha ha. They say no, they don't. No, they don't. I've never said that. Flat earthers don't say that. Flat earthers.
Yes, they do. Literally, they do. They say you'll be turned around with guns or shot. Why are you not allowed to go there? There's a treaty that keeps you from going there. They've said it in my chat. Why is there a treaty that keeps everybody from going to Antarctica?
So you can't freely and privately go here. And if we say we can't go to check, that's what we're talking about. And we didn't freely and privately explore on the strip either, believe it or not. Okay, we are in an approved location. Now, I will tell you this, that while flying over it, the sun's going to totally just burn my face. There's a stream. I might turn it around in a second. But when we flew over it, you can see, well, dude, there's not going to be a lot of free and private exploration anyway. It's insane. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I'm going to turn this over for a second.
You can't free and privately because there's areas that they want to remain undisturbed because they study it and they don't want to launch a fucking rescue mission. You fucking retards.
But the sun is so intense, bro. Yeah, so it was definitely one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. Incredible. If you see that, there's a crater. It's wild. Okay, amazing.
They were there for they're supposed to be there for 5 days, but inclement weather came in on the last day, so I think they were there for 4 days.
Worth it for the flight alone. But it's one of the scariest things that you've ever seen, right? Like the idea that plane had gone down. We've been done. I mean, it's just miles and miles of ice and mountains with snow and ice. And when you first get there, there's tons of water. We went over the peninsula entrance, so we wouldn't have seen an ice shelf or anything, right? That's the place that has, it was obviously higher than the water, but not a ton. And it's kind of marshy in that sense, like there's tons of water mixed in with the land. So that was somewhat disappointing because we do know there are tons of ice shelves. Highest average elevation in the world, admittedly, but whatever. The reason it's not crazy cold is because there's no wind. And we're surrounded by mountains for the most part. And so it just blocks out a lot of the wind. If there was wind here, I would be so miserable. Oh my gosh. All the people at camp said that it's been like terrible weather for like 2 months, and then the day before we get here, just beautiful, and that's a blessing. Yeah, probably not coincidence. So obviously, some people are saying that this
Even God wants you to believe in globe Earth.
proof of a globe and all that, and it's not. But it is a data point that matches the globe. It's a single data point, but it definitely matches the globe. I'm sitting here looking at it. So I'm just gonna say, like, dude, for the people, like, it's just so insane. You guys sound so insane when you say stuff like, this is all a lie, and we're all using green screen or whatever. Dude, Will had left his green screen filter on, his virtual background on, that he uses in his streams. It just has TFP as the background all over the place. So when Jonathan stood up there and he had green on his shirt, it started glitching out and showing that because he forgot to take off that filter. Okay, that's all it was. It didn't show Antarctica on his jacket, it showed TFE. So if you know how green screens work at all, you would instantly know that wasn't, it's kind of insane. I know they did a stream where they were like showing the drone fly back super far in multiple angles and walking around.
Well, if you are where you say you are, lap up that vitamin D. The sun is the best source for us. Show it your butthole.
But, I'm sitting right here telling you that it's real. And so if all of a sudden I'm an actor, I'm a shill, you're just ridiculous. Okay, everyone knows, that I'm not. And I think that behavior is just laughably lame, and I don't care about being in a community with people like that anyway. So, now, I definitely understand people being skeptical, and when you see the green screen glitch, I definitely can understand people like, what in the world? But there's the explanation. Okay? So we are sitting here in Antarctica. It's incredibly quiet. I feel like everyone within miles could hear me live stream. Incredibly peaceful, incredibly quiet. There's absolutely a huge landmass that has been undisturbed, largely undisturbed, with just tons and tons of ice. And it's pretty crazy. Okay? We got here, while we were flying, the sun popped around seemingly the other side of our plane. We weren't quite able to see enough to know anything. When we land, since then, the sun, which is now right up here,
just went around and around.
It's been doing circles. The sun's just been doing circles, bro. That's objectively what it does here. It's just a fact. That's why we came here. We came here and we proved it. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's burning my skin. I put solar filters on. 4 of us have put solar filters on. We have tons of images of solar filters.
It's wild they still won't give up the grift. I've seen a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. They still won't give up the grift.
We're just showing the sunspots. We have to compare them based on time and the corresponding latitude to see if they match. Because obviously, I did see Joe Hamby's model, and it's very interesting. And I'm just seeing if those spots actually match what they claim that it should. But this is the thing. This should be a very simple concept question. I have to explain what I'm trying to do. CERT doesn't fear investigation, so no one should have been against us going here. Because it's an additional data point. It's like trusted sources going and documenting something that we haven't had like reliable documentation of. And
well, so you can't say trusted sources going in. You're a lunatic with a group of lunatics because there's trusted sources been going there for years and years and years and years and years. You just don't trust them because they're shills. Now that you're the trusted source going in, now you're the shill. Hope it feels horrible.
You might ask the question, why did they fake it so much? Why wasn't there so much of it? Well, good question. I mean, some people on the conspiracy idea how that they did that so that at one point it could be shown and they could say sea fighters is wrong or whatever. But there's just debate. There are, the guy that faked the other one, he said the editor did it because it looked better. Who knows? Maybe that's true. When you come here and you travel all the way here, for example, like I'm exhausted. That's why I haven't live streamed yet. And right now I'm so tired. I fell asleep right before I did this on accident for like 20 minutes. I barely had any sleep after traveling like 24 straight hours. No sleep. And I come here and some like no sleep the night before and travel all the way here. And now we're staying up for 24 hours. So I'm 9:30 tonight, right? To document the sun. And only getting like a couple hours of sleep here and there in shifts. So it's been like crazy. If someone goes to all that travel, say from the US, and they come here, they're coming here to do something. They're coming here to get in planes, to skydive, to have the plane take them around, show them stuff. They're not coming here to do this. This is what this is.
Somebody spamming the chat saying the sun is not the earth is measured flat.
This is like a whole thing. That's someone may just drop down a 360 cam and walk away and then come back and check it. Someone may put a camera up and if they work here, maybe they would do that, you would think. But I can understand why there's not tons being here. It's just like, I don't know.
I think a lot of people are dumb and without a real good understanding of like being able to understand like physical scale and size and motion. The same reason it's hard to understand $1 billion, right? We talked about the seconds, right? A million seconds is 11.3 days, and 1 billion seconds is like 36 years or whatever. People don't understand the scale of the globe.
No.
I saw some dumb bitch the other day at the beach holding up a towel saying, "Looks flat to me." Okay.
I was like, wow, that's a trip. And I would have moved on. It's the trip. You don't know what time it is. Like right now, I only know it's almost 5 because I'm looking at the clock. Like you could tell me that it was 8 in the morning. I'm like, okay, sounds legit. Like it's pretty crazy. Okay, so there's a few pieces of advice. I'm going to walk you around. I'm going to show you. Everyone that's a fan of truth should be happy that we're here doing this. Okay, we have tripod. We have another camera tracking the sun. Another camera tracking the sun. 2 more cameras right here tracking the sun. Another camera tracking the sun. 2 more cameras tracking the sun. 2 more cameras over here. Another camera over here. We've been pulling out the P900.
One guy made a bunch of snowballs, so they cast a shadow.
Solar filter, pulling out the P900, infrared. I'm taking pictures periodically from the outside of all this, so you can clearly read the videos, you can fact check. My 360 needed like a firmware update, so I wasn't able to use it. That was going to just show the outside view of all the cameras while they did it and the sun, so you could have lifetime fact check, like, okay, that happened. But 360 cams, the way they work is they're spliced together intrinsically, so someone can always say anything if they want to. This one right here has a solar filter on and it's tracking the entire time. I actually got to give mad props to David Keaton. He like forced himself to stay up and make sure that completes, because he's had to slightly make sure it stays in tune the whole time. And so, that's pretty impressive. So that's going to be one of the most valuable ones. Obviously, solar filter tracking it the entire time. So there's shots of it 24 hours everywhere, all over this place. I don't see how someone can be upset about that. And that's why I was so delirious, and I still am. That flying title, I was like dozing off while I was typing the title. That I misspelled the title, but it's one small step for man, one giant leap for flat earth, and it is. But it's one giant leap for any pursuit of truth, you would think. And yeah, so that's where we are. I'm gonna look at your questions in a second, but I would encourage people just to kind of chill, because like truth doesn't fear investigation, is becoming kind of laughable at this point. You can understand from our
Truth doesn't fear investigation. It's still flat, guys. Don't worry.
perspective, it just sounds insane. Sounds insane.
Maybe you are on an island where they just have the sun go around all the time. Someone in his comments says maybe you're on an island where they just have the sun go around all the time. He can see his breath. He just can't get it captured on camera well. I think it's like 18, 17 degrees, but it feels like 28 set in the sun. Plus the angle you're getting the sun at, it's like, so when you have a 24-hour sun, that's your summer. So it's full on UV rays, plus all the fucking reflective snow, like snow blindness and really, really, really bad snow burns are prevalent in places like this. So it's like Antarctica summer, even though it's not going to get warm there. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. It's 1 a.m. in Irwin, Tennessee. I'm out. Holidays coming up. Stuff going on. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Support the show if you can. Coldbreed.fun, bits, subscriptions, whatever you can do. We're still rebuilding from the hurricane. Lost a lot of shit, plus our jobs. Plus Christmas is coming up. Plus I think I've exhausted my unemployment. It was only 12 weeks of unemployment. So if you can support the show, that'd be great. If you can't, I understand. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. And I'll see everybody on the next one. Have a good night. Don't be a flat earther.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well listen bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, and to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, beating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped them to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. My mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it. Here we go, I think I started...